Last time we started just after you guys had successfully dispatched with some kind of mutated giant snake. It seemed to almost be two snakes that merged into one with just two heads at both ends. After killing it and some discussion with Gurgle, you decided that the best course, or it was decided the best course of action was to offer the snake skin as a gift to the member or to the tribe of Gongili in order to incur favor with them, so that you guys can continue to progress towards the artifact to work towards cleansing whatever this prism disease is. On your way, continuing to travel to Gongili, you were intercepted by some of the what appeared to be a couple Gongili scouts with a purple leader. After a bit of conversation with them, you were able to determine more of what appears to be a distorted version of the past that Gurgle seems to remember, that seems to directly conflict with the image that the members, or at least these scouts from Gongili, actually had. After some friendly-ish relations were made, you guys agreed to travel with them back to the tribe of Gongili. Before actually arriving, you discovered more and learned a little bit more about what the Grung of Gongili at least refer to as the Night Watcher. The Night Watcher has apparently been effectively the main predator of the Gongili in recent times. They are extremely wary of it, and after figuring out that you guys had an encounter with them, the purple Grung actually sent one of them ahead to deliver a message even earlier than you guys arriving. With that, you guys proceeded to Gongili and met with who appeared to be the village chief. It was a golden Grung. He had the room cleared out and effectively talked with you guys for a while. You exchanged some information, figured out a little bit more about Gongili and kind of what they've been doing since they cut off relations with Pinecrest Village, and eventually ended up striking a deal.
There's also this Gurgle guy. No idea who he is, but apparently very bad idea to.
That is worth noting. Gurgle has been disguised since arriving in Gongili, technically since before arriving at Gongili, and all members of Gongili seem very hostile towards Gurgle. With that said, you guys have accepted a job from the village chief to hunt the Night Watcher. If you're able to do so, he's willing to both provide you with more information on what he believes is the Prism Curse, and in addition to that, give you more information on the artifact, which you guys have confirmed that he knows about, however not gotten any information on it. So, you guys have recently left the Gongili tribe leader's home, and at this point I believe you're actually still within Gongili, looking to do some shopping and some snooping, specifically for Gurgle.
Did we figure anything more about the half snake person that Gurgle knows about?
No, you didn't. It was.
I don't even think he was mentioned.
Yeah,
Okay.
That was the conversation where that was mentioned was specifically with Ted. You guys have not actually talked to the village chief at all about what would be considered the Yuan-Ti.
Didn't we go around and talk to the two other Grung that Tiku, one was a chef, the other was, I don't remember, but we already gathered supplies and
You
stuff.
did already
He
get
wasn't
some?
a chef. He was somebody that liked cooking.
That's right.
That
yeah.
was like a library.
We're losing sound. Tiku has indeed made a new friend, and where we actually left off, you guys had gone through to get some supplies. They didn't have that much in way of things to help, unfortunately, but you were able to establish a new relationship, specifically Tiku. We were actually going into a night of rest, going into a long rest. The reason we did not long rest, however, is Gurgle. If you want to remind people what you were trying to do this evening.
I'm recon, baby.
What is it you are trying to find? Is effectively everyone else would be interacting with the Grung and winding down for the day, getting ready or going into a long rest as you guys are planning. Just so you guys know, it's actually about midday. Your plan was to sleep and then progress to the border of Gongili where you enter the Night Watcher's domain, more towards the night, as that's the only time that you apparently can that you
Interact
can
with.
interact with her. There we go. So this would, for what it's worth, keep in mind, be midday that you're going about all this.
Yeah, so we're trying to catch information from whoever he was sending messages to outside of the tent or the outside of the hut. So I'm going around, and there's two specific things I'm trying to figure out. First off, I was trying to figure out if there's anybody that's still loyal to House Maga.
First off.
And then secondly, I'm trying to figure out if I can catch who was getting signaled and who might be interested in basically our group.
Okay, so you're going to get a perception check and an investigation check. Perception is going to be looking for whoever might have been receiving the thieves' cant, which is what was being said, or the in between the lines, I should say, of your conversation with the village chief. And then the investigation is going to be going through and speaking with different Grung citizens, villagers. I think that's still the right word. To try and determine if there are any loyal to House Magna, or if you can gather any information on House Magna overall.
20 and 16.
20 perception.
20 perception, 16 on the investigation.
Okay, so for the for the first bit of actually looking through and trying to find who the chief of Gongili was actually communicating with, other than the scribe that was in the meeting with you that you were already able to tell was communicating, is the chief was communicating with the scribe who seemed to be sending messages to the door, you're not able to find any trace of it. The only things that you can come up with is there was the two Grung that were stationed outside. One of them was sent to deliver a message at one point in the meeting, and the other one was there. It could be that they were sending messages to that Grung. Based on your knowledge of how Grung typically function, you wouldn't believe that one of the warrior Grung that were standing guard would be receiving thieves' cant as some kind of like almost like espionage-like work. So,
well, I'm trying to figure out basically why the village has negative feelings towards House Maga, because to me that would be totally unknown.
So yes, that's the investigation check. So the perception check is effectively the only thing you can only conclusion you can come to is something's good enough that you can't find it, or he was talking to one of the guards outside of the door.
Which doesn't seem normal.
It would not seem normal if those two, if the two Grung that were standing guard were receiving it, then they are not what they seem per se.
But one of the orange Grung that was guarding did seem was the one that he needed to get slime off of. Right?
Correct. Yes, one of the Grung that was guarding the door is the one.
It was the ones guarding the king, I thought.
Mm-hmm. They both got sent to outside the door.
Gotcha.
He sent everyone except the scribe and you guys. What the? Who's got the? That was me.
Disco.
That was me. Stop.
Disco dancer.
My bad. But yeah, he sent the two guards that were inside of him. He sent to. That was not me.
Oh, you can really dance.
You can't stop it.
Off. Chill. Stop. Okay, and then in regards to investigation check, you are a little bit what I would say perturbed to find that most Grung that you speak with, well, there were two things that I'll actually say with this. First of which is all the individuals you're able to find, which is not that many, which does not line up with your memory of Gongili. Even from when you were here, which it stands to reason that there should be more Grung now. There is not nearly as many Grung as what you remember. And I mean like a third of the population. You're maybe like, as you're traversing through, you're able to interact with maybe like, even when I say interact, even see like around 200 separate Grung, which this was starting to get to the point where it was like becoming like village going borderline city. You know that there's a decent amount of them that likely are in the buildings beneath the water within Gongili, as there's two effectively sections to Gongili. That said, even accounting for that, the population of Grung is substantially down. That's the first thing you're able to get. Second thing is as you're going around asking about House Maga, the sentiment that you get is it's two sides of a spectrum, but it's not the spectrum you're expecting. One is just complete ignorance. And this is where most of it actually comes from. House Maga is not actually known. As you're going through collecting information, talking to some individuals about it, you mention it, and like for a lot of people, you get like yeah, I think we've heard of that at some point, but that was a long lost tribe, and the answers you get are very much so they don't seem to know what it is. Then the other side of the spectrum you get is a one of knowledge, but it's like
Hostility?
almost like hostile knowledge. They're like, why are you even asking about this tribe? And as you're able to continue to dig deeper into it, you're able to find through various interactions just throughout this small amount of time that you have, that the reason that people are more hostile that seem to know this very much so seems to be a bad connotation with House Maga. The vast majority of people that you're able to get any information out of view the house as traitors. They think that they effectively brought about what was the beginning of the end for Gongili and the Grung as a whole. It's overall very, very poor connotation. Very, very bad. And that is what you are able to gather.
Nobody that talks about Tad.
No one even mentions a member. You are not able to find a single person that can even list a member, except Gurgle, who you hear some familiar titles. The Flamebringer, the Snake Charmer, the Bringer of Destruction. Just all negative titles that seem to speak to like the end, like a harbinger. That brings, specifically in most cases, speaking about bringing
I know what to do.
very powerful snake individuals or snake creatures into destroying the Gongili tribe.
Then I will take the flame primordial part of the symbol in Zoprakar. So the part of the flame primordial
The great, yes,
symbol.
the great flame.
And then I'm gonna use a combination of something.
We lost half the table at some point, and I didn't even notice.
I think they're taking care of their child.
Something like that.
So I'm gonna use a tactic to try and see if I can round up any potential supporters for the thing, but I'm gonna do it in a way where I don't have to actually investigate. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around stealthily, and I can roll a stealth check for this if you want me to. But I'm gonna I'm gonna prestidigitation
'Cause she's cold.
the symbol, probably about
Her head's on that
yay
side.
big, on a couple of like major buildings, and I'm gonna stealth carve with.
That's why I informed you.
I'll use
lost.
an invisible mage hand to do it, and I'll carve the symbol into like probably like 6 different buildings, specifically well-known clan houses that I remember.
Okay. You definitely need to make a stealth check. Also, do keep in mind your time is
Do I
limited.
get advantage because it's invisible? Because I'm using
You're
an
not
invisible mage
invisible.
hand.
You're
No, because you're still carving into buildings, and what you're
Okay.
trying to hide
Do
is
you want me
people
to do sleight
seeing
of hand
that.
too then?
No, we're just gonna do general stealth for this because you're using mage hand. I'm just gonna have it be encompassed within a stealth check. I'm using an invisible mage hand.
I think my mage hand
This is
Well,
more
I
so.
can cast invisible. I did tell you as I'm doing a lot of this investigation.
Yeah,
I'm
but
invisible.
so my reasoning behind it is you're not trying to do it in plain sight and people can't see. You're trying to find gaps in guard, or due to the smaller population of Gungili, you're trying to find positions
I'm
where.
saying I have the spell invisible.
And
Yeah, I know.
If you cast invisibility, as soon as you cast Mage Hand, it would cancel your invisibility.
That also would happen.
Well, I mean, if I'm
That said-
invisible, I could just carve it physically. But
That said, we're encompassing it in a stealth check. Just make a stealth check.
You gave it plus 11 to stealth?
12 actually, so it's 25.
25. Okay. Between the information that you had, between the information that you've already gained and what you were looking into, and then going through and like carving those symbols, if there are going to be fruits from it, it is something that would have to be discovered later. As I would have that take up the amount of time for the long rest.
But I also want to inscribe a little saying in the bottom, and I'm gonna inscribe it in.
Do you?
Hold on.
Wrong.
I'm trying to figure out. If not, then I'll just inscribe it wrong. If I have any clue.
So on your phone, it's
You speak
under
deep speech,
features.
Grung, and thieves can't, and common.
So you can do it in deep speech.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it in grunt. Nah, deep speech. Nobody's gonna ever know deep speech. No, I'm alright. House Malga's back to reclaim their hold on. Give me a second. I'll text you what I write. I have to
House
come up with a
Malga
cool way.
has
That works,
returned
'cause
to claim
I was
vengeance.
actually gonna write it down.
Actually, I have a cool way.
Okay, so while he writes that down, at this point, you guys would have finished up your, the little bit of shopping. I say in quotation marks, the small amount of provisions that you were given, which was mainly food that Tiku has possession of to make different meals that ideally could be a little bit helpful to you. But yeah, at this point, I would say you guys finished your long rest. It's going into the evening. I would say you guys, based on what you said last week, I would say you'd probably be setting out about like 8 o'clock. So it gives you, the first sun would have already set and the second sun would be close to setting. You'd be progressing, and based on what the chief told you, you've got about 2 hours of travel, because again, their domain is more of a elongated rather than a complete like sphere or kind of square. So you only have about 2 hours to get to the edge where the Night Watcher's domain would actually be located.
What healing potions does everyone have?
Did Tad have like a well-known piece of equipment
Yes,
like that?
I
That
have
most Grub would
breastplate
know?
has a symbol on it. It had his
One
symbol on it.
superior healing potion.
I'm
I'm gonna give you another regular healing potion.
Fire on it.
Yes, it also is everyone is convinced that it was magic. You know that it's magic.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the armor and the symbol inside of it, and then I'm gonna say the hero's son has returned to restore his honor, and then I'm gonna
Inventory.
put that on like 6.
That's gonna
six different
confuse
buildings.
them because they don't think your father's a hero, right?
Well, the point is that I'm trying to draw out the people that know who Tad was.
The hero's son has returned to restore his honor.
No,
what you said?
Yeah,
His honor, or
'Cause-
like your father's honor or your honor?
up to personal interpretation.
Okay.
I don't know.
Question, Hiram.
Was that?
Nate has 10 greater healing potions. I assume that is incorrect. Do you
There's
know?
no chance you have 10.
know
greater
how many
healing
I think
potions.
he gave 2 to people.
I think you split those up evenly across the party and then didn't subtract them.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Which means that you would need to take up. You have 5 of the members.
He just reduced himself down to 2.
Yeah, I'm
I
going to
have
say
a-
just reduce yourself
I
down
have
to
a
2.
superior and a greater healing potion.
Also, make sure that when you
And
give
a
someone an
normal
item, you
healing
remove it from your character.
Oh, I also have a potion of growth. I forgot I had that.
Kiku
I gave that to you, yeah.
has
Yeah. Oh. Hell yeah.
a superior healing potion, a normal healing
Hell
potion.
yeah!
I'll give her a second superior.
Another thing you can do, by the way, if you actually use World Anvil, you guys have a section that's for the whole party, and you guys could just put anytime you wanted potions or something, you could put it in there. The only problem is then you'd have to add it twice because you'd also have to have it on your
Yeah.
character. We might worry about that.
We're not
later.
talking about greater healing potions, right?
I'm just talking about potions because I want.
Greater? Does he have greater or superior?
He's got
Greater, superior,
Oh,
normal.
he's got a superior and 2 greater. Oh, so he's
Okay.
good.
I gave Tiku one.
Okay. What do you have, Paul?
I just have 2 superior.
All right.
Somebody gave me at some point.
I'm gonna give you 2 regular.
I believe it's
So that way you have
basic
options.
healing potions in the monster in the D&D compendium.
That way, everyone should have universal potions across the board, and we should be Gucci. Actually, wait. You said you only had 1 superior?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a second one.
Oh, man.
But you have greater. So I'm trying to make sure everyone has at least 2 big ones.
Wait, so
at
one
least-
superior? Or
So
2 superior.
I'm giving you 1, so you'll be up to 2.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure everyone has universal healing potions in case someone goes down. They
I
have
don't have a
options.
universal healing potion. I just have a superior and a regular.
You're so fun.
Terry's so funny.
What the fruit?
Someone has their
You
stream.
got ghost
not
Hiram
muted.
here.
Someone did not mute their computer.
We're echoing? That's weird.
I guess it sounded like it came from your
It
computer.
did sound like it.
We're not echoing anymore, so we're good.
Indeed. Okay. So, unless there's something else that you guys want to do within Gongili, at this point, you guys would like wake up from your long rest. Anyone who's not long rested can, except for you, Gurgle. Your Matt's HP is still reduced by 5.
Yep, I know.
In
I'm still at
Gurgle's-
99 I got 99 problems. They're all my HP.
Is Gurgle in Gurgle's exploration? Did he find any like magical shops where we could purchase magical items?
Definitely not. The the Gongili tribe, and you would actually know this.
Very few magic items.
They have few, and the few that do are hoarded by the powerful. So the only way to actually get magic items from a specifically this
Rob a
tribe
Logie.
is you'd have to like rob the what would be like the nobles or the
I was just
highborn.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
If you guys wish to attack
Good
Gongili
idea.
instead of proceeding to the Night Watchers territory, you can do that.
This is D&D. You can do whatever you want.
That's right.
You just have to deal with the consequences.
Surely I won't do anything bad.
Especially after he said he was going to make this more realistic.
Okay, so with no one having anything else that they have plans to do in Gongili, messages being left for the House Maga.
I forgot to do this, but I will do this now. I'm going to use my sending stone for Liliana, and I'm just going to repeat the word where. And hopefully that will get through.
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, you know what? Can I add a little bit?
Can I get assistance from anyone?
Nope.
Fuck.
Can I add a little bit to that thing?
17, not
Maybe in a
bad.
second. And when you're actually sitting at your table.
Can I aid him?
I need a blanket.
By aid,
What'd you get?
17.
17.
Dude, Paul's still sitting down.
Granted,
on
it's
this
+0, so I don't know if that makes a difference.
Nope. If it did, then pluses wouldn't matter.
What I meant is like passive Arcana or anything.
Bro, I'm gone.
I mean, yeah, you haven't refreshed, so you're probably lagging.
3 viewers. Doesn't
Okay.
that make sense?
The
You, me, and Keith.
the response that you get is inside, and then it seems to break. Like it literally sounds like radio interference. It's just like it, shrine.
Inside something shrine. Man, if only there was someone here I could ask about a shrine in the village.
Okay.
Wait, what did you do?
So with
read the
that,
mind of who?
he was talking about Gurgle,
Sent
not
a
you.
message.
So with that, as the entire table leaves, you guys meet with the Green Scout that was set to actually be your guys' guide that is planning to take you to the domain of the Night Watcher. As a quick reminder, this man's name is Leaper, not the one that you're going for.
Okay.
As I don't even think you remember his name.
I'm also not going for him anymore.
You were actually Greater Restorations. You took a lot of damage. Okay. So
Deal with that bullshit during a fight.
leaving the
it
village
was
of Gongili.
remove curse specifically.
Yes, and then sleeping technically to. Oh, yeah, I did
Right,
forget
we
this,
did take a
didn't I?
long rest.
Everyone except Gurgle does get to take a long rest. And as you guys
Gurgle.
proceed with Leaper, going to the.
for you.
Echo?
Go.
10.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I would not have made that mistake. I completely.
That's fair. I would say that
It's
you,
kind of funny with Ellie back there. There's some moody teenagers laying down in the back of one of our cameras.
I thought you said echo.
you can barely see her.
I honestly didn't even notice that was her head.
You're fine,
So
Ellie.
Ted, you seem to be quite knowledgeable. Do you know
It's
of, like,
literally
any
funny.
shrines in the city? Maybe shrines for like certain gods.
Dude, what is she doing with her hand?
You mean to like a god?
Nathaniel.
Something like that.
I mean, sure. In any of the clan houses, they probably have whatever god they worship.
How do I say this?
The disembodied
A
head.
shrine that would have
It does look like that.
individuals that are not part of the city.
Because like the rest of you like
Individuals that are not part of the city.
walking away. Crew jacket.
You're talking about.
Just the head.
You're talking about people that are against the city.
Like slaves.
Oh, slaves. Yeah. I'm sure they probably have that.
Would you happen to know where?
What are we doing with slaves?
Probably the royal house would keep them under their house. House of Obi.
Wait, the Grung have slaves?
Yeah, they do.
He does quite literally mean under as well.
The thing is there were some that were against it, but ultimately, King Ologi decided that it was okay.
So is it a Logi or Ogni?
I thought it was a Lugi.
Ologi.
Because I was told of Ogni last session.
It's Ologi.
A Logi?
Ologi.
Is it like a regional dialect?
Sure.
Leaper, who is currently proceeding with you guys. I'm gonna say you guys are having a conversation a little bit further back from Leaper in that, just because I was kind of just throwing you guys back together. As you guys continue, about an hour into your trip, Leaper would come back, and specifically to you, Ted. Leaper comes up, and as a quick reminder as well, Leaper is a green frog. He kind of comes up to you and he goes, all right, so I have, I have two things. The first of which is, at this point, I feel you can make it to the Night Watcher's domain fairly easy. And he just kind of gestures to what would be northeast, gestures to the northeast, and he says, you simply need to follow this for another probably an hour, maybe hour and a half with the travel pace that you all have.
You're abandoning it, I guess?
Of sorts. The couple things to worth
The
noting.
Grung don't like the Night Watcher.
As you get closer, and steal your mind, is what I say. I doubt you actually will find your way to the inside, but part of the reason that I don't think I should go that much further with you is as we get closer, I'm not entirely sure that I won't lead you in the wrong direction. I specialize in, he holds up a spear, he says, I specialize in the hunt, not in defending against the tricks of the mind. And the closer you get to the tree is, the more... It's hard. It's harder to get to the tree.
You see, remember, like, the time I was in taking watch, and I said it was in the trees, and then Gurgle was attacked by the tree?
Except he wasn't.
No, he was, because I cut off the branch, man.
Also, go Ted.
I'll give you guys the benefit because we haven't played in 2 weeks to say that we're correctly referring to Ted. With that,
he always says Gur Ted.
Oh yeah, Guru Ted.
Leaper's looking at you and says, and for the second one, well, let me start with the question. How familiar are you with the area, specifically that of the forbidden fruit?
It's forbidden fruit.
We figured it out a
I
little
have
bit.
that pineapple.
Yeah, our
talking snakes.
our friend here is not.
I'm
very-
sure there is, but if you see one of those, I'd advise you running. But no, the fruit holds the information that I was given to give to you, as he said that you might understand it. The fruit will let you see the connection. The Night Watcher is not so easily dealt with as simply killing her, or she would already be gone.
I ate the apple and the dragon fruit.
So how are we supposed to kill her?
That is, I guess, going to be the fun part of this assignment for you. But what we have been able to
Can't we just
determine,
use the stones that Ologi sent us with?
No, because apparently killing her doesn't kill her.
you would. It's more like putting her to sleep. Yes. What you need to do is you need to cut off her life force, and I believe, or
At least a friend believes that it is something to do with the forbidden fruit that allow you to do so.
So we have to eat the forbidden fruit.
I am not sure. I was only given a message recently.
Hey, Terrence, you want to eat fruit?
I already ate the fruit, but I didn't feel any connection when I did last time.
Apparently,
one's
this
the
is new
forbidden
special fruit.
Well, that's what the last one was.
There is
Y'all
a few
told me
of them.
Stop eating it.
The one that I would
But
say
now we're telling
is
you to eat it.
So is it the pineapple?
the most
the
applicable
apple, the
in the,
We'll
in the
figure
common
that out when
tongue
we
is
get there.
referred to
Dragon
as
fruit.
dragon fruit.
Apparently, you just answered your question.
dragon fruit? I like that.
But be careful about how much you eat.
I'll eat it all.
You will die.
No, I'd probably be pretty full.
At this point, he kind of stands up a little bit straighter. He says, with that, again, you're only about an hour and a half away from the edge of the Night Watcher's territory, and we're getting into her most prominent hours.
So just between the two of us, are we still going to be being followed, or is like you leaving?
No, I don't think
You
the
guys
Grung want
leaving.
anything to do with this.
He seems confused by the question. He's
We were
I'm
followed
not
before
following.
we met the purple one.
If you were followed by scouts on the outside of Gongili, then it depends on where you went. If you go strictly into the Night Watcher's domain, I doubt it. Most
I was just curious.
of us would not want to nor could follow you too much further north. I could maybe take you to the edge. I feel I may
Lead us astray.
misdirect you as we go, the closer we get. Normally, I would have just taken you a little bit farther and leaving you, but circumstances have changed recently. But with that said, I wish you the best of luck.
and he just turns and then just jumps into a tree and then just starts jumping between trees, heading back towards Gongili, now leaving you guys what would be an hour north.
I might as well
the village
try.
city of Gongili.
Can I perception check for any additional pursuers?
Go for it. Is Kayla putting Amelia to bed?
I think she's doing some stuff with the minis.
We are alone.
You have found your party. You see the distant frog leaping away
I got an 8.
as Leaper is
Dude. Got you.
leaving.
For the first
She
time
is
ever.
listening. Just so
I
you
look
know.
for traps.
Go for it.
For the first time in four.
There are no traps.
What are you guys looking for?
Look for fruit.
Holy frick, I hope in Ted.
With that, I assume, unless there's something else you guys want to do, you guys should continue to proceed what would be northeast in the direction that was pointed out, heading towards the edge of the Night Watcher's territory.
Now that I
Yes?
don't have to be cautious with my words, Gurgle, I've been trying to contact my wife as she's in here. I
She's
was
not held in the prison in the frog camp, if that's what you're worried about.
It's not what I was worried about. I was asking because the only two words I were able to decipher were inside and shrine.
I would say that that's more likely that she's close to the shrine of the Forest Guardian.
Yes. However,
So,
I was just still wanted
inside.
to make sure.
Try.
No. Inside, a few words, and then shrine.
Inside the shrine.
Or
is it
inside
in
looking
shrine?
for the shrine, you know,
Yes.
inside the dome looking for. There could be a lot of things. I mean, I wouldn't look too far into it. If we kill the Night Watcher or prevent the Night Watcher, then she's going to be significantly more safe.
True. I'm not saying anything against that. I was just saying that if you knew what a shrine was, that wasn't that main one we're heading for. I was just asking for curiosity.
I don't know of any other shrine anywhere here.
You remember one. You even talked to me about this one. Your father would take you to it on occasion. There's a shrine that he had made outside the city. It's near where you built your house. Isn't one. This is just for you. That isn't one that someone would be able to be inside of, though. That was like a small shrine that was built for him, or that he built specifically to show his loyalty, or devotion would be a better word for that. It was one of the first things that you noticed were destroyed when you finally came out of the house. That part's new.
So my house. So, just for some clarification for the city is currently built like a bunch of bungalows on a pond or a big lake. Was the city like almost getting encroaching to the point where it would have like started encroaching on the land, and now it's been significantly shrunk as if a significant part of the city has been destroyed? Or are we talking like we were already on the land with portions, and then the bungalows are just separate, but we had the whole area, and now like all the land masses are pretty much gone, and now the bungalows are the only thing left?
There was definitely more land masses initially. However, the area has become more and more swamp-like with time. So it's a combination of two things. One, it was extremely large. It is definitely substantially smaller, to the point that you know that if you would have left the outskirts of Gongili from the side you were on, but gone a little bit more to the south, and specifically southwest, you would have continued to go and find other Gongili establishments. Would they have been populated? Don't know. But the portion of Gongili that you saw was a smaller portion that would, think of it as like a noble sector in a city, where you're like, okay, this is a sector where a lot of different nobles live. That was the section of Gongili you were in. Even by that, you were able to determine the population went down a little bit. But as it went southwest, there's definitely more Gongili. There's more of Gongili, it being much larger. Whether or not it's been tapered down, or whether or not it's tapered down in terms of like overall size, like area, you wouldn't know without progressing
So basically,
traveling more.
like a lot of the royal or more powerful clans live on the water, is what you're saying, and then
Yes.
a lot of the less would live like kind of on the coast, but even that seems rather diminished. Like the coast seemed less populated.
You would assume so from what there's
would
just
be
less
less
inner workings.
structures.
It's not that there's less structure; it's that there's less grub. The structures actually still seemed the same.
Except my structure was on the coast, and it's toast. Obviously,
You never went.
I know,
and
but
checked.
I do know that structure's toast.
Yes, when you were there, it was destroyed.
Unless they rebuilt something on
And
the same
whatever has
piece.
become of the area now, you do not know. But that you know that it was destroyed then.
Well, then that kind of begs the question, because I would have been out all night or all day. Would I have gone to that area and seen anything then?
No, because Gongili is large enough, even in the little bit, like even going to where you were. Your home was like 2 hours out of that main village of Gongili. The amount of information you would have been able to get would have been substantially less.
But I would have gone closer to where the house was, because that's where their influence would have been the strongest to collect information.
I would say I'd be okay with that. It wouldn't change the result, but you could have gone a little bit closer. You would not have been able to get all the way. You wouldn't have been able to get all the way to the edge of what would be considered Gongili. I will say again,
No,
though,
I'm just saying to the area where the house originally was.
yeah, no, I'm fine with it being less centered in like that noble section of Gongili and more so.
But I would have wanted to
more
spread
rural-
the symbols
royal
out
areas.
just for the record. So maybe like one in the noble sector, and then like maybe some in the common area, or maybe like 3 and 3, something like that.
That's fine. I had it in my head that you were mainly staying in the more swamp like noble sector, but I could definitely say that you spread it out a little bit more going into the rural areas. I don't have a problem with that. I will change something because of that, though. With that said, that's just the only shrine you can think of. Now you can continue your conversation as you guys continue to proceed north.
That's fine. I assume there were
The Night Watcher's
There are
areas
not.
to the north?
Northwest.
was
East.
was
We came from the south, right?
You guys came from the southeast, yes.
Okay.
was there
Point, you're not too far off. You're not too far off going in the direction of the shrine that
Right.
you guys heard about, where this prismatic dome seems to be centered.
Was it?
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was trying to remember the layout
Okay.
of Grung Village to shrine to our entry point.
How do you get the blanket mounted on the wall?
what
Get Ethan
from-
up in here.
without directly going into the Grungville, the area where my house was, I would have been at least in the area. Would I have noticed them rebuilding anything on that piece of land?
Nope.
So it still just seemed pretty barren.
In fact, effectively what would be considered new construction seemed extremely limited. Most of the buildings that you've seen seem old.
And that area would have just been like basically just a crater or
More of like
blacked
burned
out.
down, like forest fire.
Yeah. Well, but it would have been like 6 years, 4 or 5 years ago. So I mean, you could have grown back significantly.
As far as like the habitat, yes. As far as the structures, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Foliage is what you're looking for.
Yeah. So it just looked like X burned down forest area. Patch of
Yes.
land. Got it. Okay. Well, anyway, moving on. Yeah. No shrines. Probably forest. She's probably referring to the forest shrine, which means that we should probably get there as quick as possible.
Also, besides Terrence, who are the least mentally capable?
What do you mean by that?
I wasn't including you because you're obviously the smartest.
That's not true, because Zephyr's the smartest.
You're able to figure that out. Good job.
Are you like, because I have like, I'm like strong mentally to like resist influences?
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
You're so smart. You never miss leg day.
I was, because I like, watch this, like, flexing my brain.
Can anyone else please answer the goddamn question?
Well, I don't want to point fingers, but
You want to go?
You put the Gurgle or Razu?
I would say Razu. I don't want to pick on Tiku too much, especially since she's not currently present.
Well, I have 2 additional people
But-
I can assist.
I mean, technically, you're smarter than me.
This hag is going to be attacking our mind, and obviously Terrence is able to
You guys are so
defend
afraid.
against that.
But every
Jeffrey's
time.
like, wait.
How?
I am going to assist 2 of our party members in preventing that intrusion, and I'm wondering who to pick.
Tiku and Terrence have the lowest. Outside of Terrence,
Terrence isn't going to win even with advantage. Is the
I-
problem?
the
I
answer
was
is Tiku has the lowest intelligence.
I'm not
Or
talking
sorry,
about just
Terrence?
intelligence. I'm talking about the 3 mental stats.
Even still, it goes Tiku, Terrence,
Probably Roger.
Gurgle.
No, it's probably Roger.
Well, because
Because if he's talking about charisma, wisdom, and
I was like,
intelligence, then
since when is charisma
probably
a
he's
mental
worse.
stat?
It's not. Mental stat to me
It's
is
a non-physical stat.
Yeah.
intelligence and wisdom.
I got that.
Whatever the case
Intellect Fortress affects intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
is, the answer
Yeah.
would still
So,
be your
him,
people would be
him,
Tiku, Terrence, and Gurgle.
So, like, I once fought a green hag in the fighting pits.
How did that go for
Did you win?
Yeah.
Nice. So you already have defenses.
How did you?
No,
How did you beat the hag?
I just killed everyone in the arena.
Oh,
Could you maybe not do that this time?
you sure the hag didn't win?
I'm pretty sure, because, like, I came out.
What about everyone in the stands?
Yeah, it was, like, supposed to be, like, a team effort, 2 teams versus the hag.
Oh, he did say he killed everyone in the arena.
And, like, she was casting, like, illusions to make my teammates look like her or the other enemy, so I just figured, hell, kill everyone. Smart, right?
And Kellenvor chose you.
This is before I converted.
Oh, I see.
With this, as you guys at this point would be getting
People
close
can
to
change that,
to the edge that was referred to,
Oh, I agree.
everybody does get to make an intelligence saving
I
throw.
was gonna. As soon as we got within like 10 minutes ish of the edge, I was gonna cast Intellect Forward Choice.
On.
Myself, Tiku, and Gurgle.
Well, there you go. Which gives you advantage, I believe.
Yep, advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws.
Okay, so this is.
You said intelligence?
Sorry, this is wisdom. I apologize.
Wisdom.
So I have mantle of spell resistance. You have advantage on saving throws against spells while you're wearing the spell.
That's when you ask him, is this a magical effect? And then he will say
It's
yes
a
or no.
magic spell.
Yes.
I got a dirty 1.
You failed.
I got
But I had advantage.
a 17.
That's a success. 13. That's a failure.
Roll for Tiku. Tiku has advantage, right?
Oh, maybe it's not good. 14.
That's also a failure.
No!
Tiku got
Oh, I'm so sad,
a
dude.
19.
Tiku succeeded.
And Zephyr gets I'm probably going to 21.
Okay, Zephyr succeeded too. So 3 of you failed.
That is concentration, just so you know, Hiram. So,
How long does it last?
an hour.
Could be handy. Should cast that on me sometime when I'm studying.
Okay.
If you want.
As you guys continue to progress, the 3 of
How
you,
many times can you cast that a day?
very similar to when you were,
Yes.
very similar to the feeling when I think the 2 of you were the ones that actually failed on this.
No, you can't hold concentration spells while short resting.
Well,
we
I
decided that.
cast it to short rest, to short rest, to short
Well,
rest.
yeah, but you can maintain it.
True.
3 hours. 1, 2.
You can't maintain a
one,
concentration
short
spell
rest.
while short resting.
Yeah, so you'd have
It,
to.
it makes so that you can't short rest.
That's what I was saying. Every 3 hours, I could cast 2 of them. Because they last an hour.
You can only
Yes,
take
2 of the
short rests.
hours, if you short rested in between them, would allow you to. However, you only can short rest if circumstances allow it. Heading into
I assume
enemy
if he's
territory
studying.
where you would be.
I'm just talking about wanting it for when I am at the library.
Okay. Whatever the case is, for now, similar to when you two had restless sleep and you couldn't sleep very well. You felt like you were hearing odd noises and felt like there was constantly something following you. That very tense feeling. All 3 of you have that. Not to the point that you're fearful, but like after you get, we're going to say about 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes into your travel, to the point that you're confident you've entered what the Grunger were referring to as the Night Watcher's
How long
domain.
is my
Oh
spell
yeah, we're
duration?
totally here.
Hey, Terrence.
At this point, probably like
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Terrence, did you ever shake off your last paranoia?
What paranoia?
Is he still under effect of something else? I feel like something else is stacked on top of this now.
He looks very unrestful.
haven't-
Unrested.
I haven't been able to sleep very well.
What paranoia?
But yes, so for the 3 of you, again, it's not like a fear, but it's like you are confident that you're in the Night Watcher's territory.
Can anyone else see
And
it?
that she's near you at all times.
See in the dark?
Even when you look and you can confirm that she isn't there, you're still
it's
pretty
not.
convinced
Have
that
we
she's
confirmed the
she's
night-
there.
the-
Because
the
it's
Night
currently
Watcher's a
nighttime.
hag?
No.
I can see it.
You are, I
Strike.
believe you guys were strongly inclined
Talk about
towards
like
it,
right now.
but no. You have
What are
not
you talking about with your
confirmed.
manifest mind?
We
Oh,
know
yeah.
of a hag that can
Dude,
switch
I'm a
between the
manifest
planes.
one's out.
This is like, so I'm getting that creepy feeling like back when I was fighting that hag, and the fighting pits were totally in this area. What?
Terrence.
Do you hear something?
No, I just don't want
As-
you. I just don't want you talking about creepy feelings.
As you say that, and you're trying to ensure him that you do not hear anything, you specifically actually do hear, very similar to the sound that you had heard at one point, just like a hot the duck.
I draw my sword.
Oh,
I duck.
hit the deck. I was like,
as Gurgle and Zephyr both just immediately flatten to the ground.
I would have crouched, but can I do a perception check?
Go for it.
What is it, Gurgle?
I would also like to do a perception check.
24.
You don't believe anything's near you
15, dirty.
again.
I
Don't believe
activate my
anything's there,
eye to be able to see into the ethereal plane.
My eyes are already active.
As you effectively toggle your eye and you start to look around, first thing you notice that is immediately like, that's probably not that good. The silhouettes, or like the effectively that shadow spirit of each of you, there is now like a I'm gonna say
prominent double image.
two finger image of the fade, where their spirit almost seems to be dragging behind them. You're to the point that as you look at it, you're like, all right, it's at least started, and it will likely have some kind of effect soon. Apart from that, you do not currently see any, don't see any sign of the hag, anything like that. But as you look at all these trees that you're currently around, the overall, the Dyson Woods has seemed very lifelike.
Dyson.
Yes, the Dyson Woods has seemed very, very lifelike. Even though it's swampy, the trees are usually very green. There's fruits, very effectively luscious for the sections that aren't just full, like mossed out. But as you look at these trees, specifically as you can see through them in the ethereal plane, they seem almost dead. You seem to be looking at very similar to when you were in the Oklabon forest, where a lot of the trees either seem dead or like the aftermath of a burnt down fire. That's the image of these trees as you look at them within the ethereal plane.
So
Also
then
worth
they
noting,
don't have souls?
the spirit that you can see from the other trees that is blending and pulling together that seems to be causing whatever these mutations are. None of these trees actually have them. You can actually see them. They don't blur. They don't seem to merge.
If I touch a tree, does my soul blend into it at all?
Nope. As you touch the tree, you very much so get the sense of the feeling that it is lifeless.
Okay. Weird.
Where'd the sound come from?
As you kind of get up, start to look around, camera behind you, and you turn around, and then you hear like another snap. It's to your right.
I'm not seeing anything.
Within a few moments, you strongly get the feeling that whatever the sound is coming from is either surrounding you, implying multiple, or extremely fast or able to throw sound.
I think what we might want to do is if whenever we notice something, ask if someone else notices it as well.
Probably
Agree.
paying critical mind.
The only problem is I notice things that you guys don't notice.
Does
At
that
this
just
point,
mean you're
both of
crazy,
you,
Gurgle?
not but
Are you talking about me and him?
Cytherin and Gurgle. As he says that, both the two of you, about maybe 500-600 feet away, you see in between like two trees a silhouette that seems to just kind of move, and then you look over, and as soon as you see it, you see that silhouette move. You look over, and it doesn't seem to be anything there.
Even me who can see through the trees?
I saw her. In my
Also,
head.
the dead trees cannot be seen through.
Oh.
They effectively are almost like black,
Dead spots.
almost like black pillars that block your vision.
I saw Morgan in my head.
Shaking my head and I
saw
turn
Morgan?
off the vision.
It's too loud for us. Turn that down.
So I got bad news as well. The effect of this dome is starting to affect us. We're probably going to notice that pretty soon. Just to inform you all.
Gurgle Village is safe from it, though.
To
Well-
an extent.
I know what to do. This might be suicide, but it might be brilliant.
Guard?
We sleep.
You dumb as fuck.
That
Isn't
creature
that-
literally feeds on dreams.
Yeah, isn't that just inviting?
But we gotta get it out. We gotta get it to come to us.
So you're gonna fight the Pharaoh in the Shadow Room.
No. We
Who is this pharaoh and where's the Shadow Realm?
pretend.
Nope, we're not doing Yu-Gi-Oh.
We pretend that we're sleeping, so she comes.
I'm pretty sure she'd be able to tell if we're fucking sleeping or not.
Maybe somebody will be sleeping. Terry will probably fall asleep.
So he's going to never wake up.
Wait,
No, we'll wake him up.
I'll wake up.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I
Yeah,
always
'cause
wake
he
up.
couldn't lock you in sleep.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
It sounds like a terrible idea to me, but at the same time, it might fucking work.
Razu, as you guys are continuing to talk, you hear almost like someone to the right of you is talking. You hear "Oh, that's an idea."
That is an idea. What the fuck? Girl, why are you talking my voice?
As you look at Gurgle and behind Gurgle in one of the trees, for a moment you swear you see your face, or maybe Squawk's face. But then you kind of shake your eyes and it's just a tree.
Wasn't Squawk human?
Squawk no. Squawk's Kenku.
I heard the break it to you, bro. I ain't talking in your voice.
You playing with me? Don't play with me. Don't play with me, bro.
Alright, before we all go insane, how about we keep walking? Discuss on the way. At this point, our party is deteriorating fast enough that Gurgle's idea might actually have merit.
I mean, I don't know if I feel good about trying to fight this thing inside of a dream.
A thing that eats dreams inside of a dream.
Or
However,
maybe,
another idea.
Maybe
I imitate the knock sound I heard in my dream. The knock knock.
I have a suggestion. If we know any powerful casters around here.
String me up like a chicken.
You?
No, other powerful casters, preferably ones that would
Make a
be
persuasion check.
good with dream magic. If we use a variation of the dream spell, we may be able to enter a dream ourselves.
Gladiator's a powerful magic user.
But he's not here.
17.
Right.
String me up out of my legs. I'll fall asleep, and then as soon as she attacks me, you guys come out and get her.
But she's
Yeah,
gonna attack
okay,
you
I'll
in your
do that.
dreams.
As he says that plan, I'm just gonna lift him up and take a rope, start lashing his legs together.
But John, she's only going to be attacking your dreams.
That's why I'll sleep.
She's not going to be attacking you physically.
What?
Be your
She's
mental
going to be
state.
attacking you mentally from a distance. Because you're dreaming.
You'll be able to tell, right?
Potentially from a different plane.
You guys will be able
You
to
hear a
tell,
response at this point, which is like same noise.
See? It's that easy.
No, you only heard that.
So,
Well,
I still
he
say
still
that.
says
because I'm kind of at a loss here.
How?
Do I have any? Does Zephyr have any idea how this thing could interact? Like how it could interact with this thing?
So we already know. It's
So you guys,
Nighthead.
so as a
Have
quick
a
reminder as well,
potion or
you were
something? Or
each
stone,
given
yeah.
a gem,
Yeah.
and effectively, so as an action, you can activate the gem to go to the ethereal plane. And as the same action, you can come back. The only thing you were warned about, as a quick reminder, is that she knows about the gems. She also has one herself, and if a gem is broken, your soul will be tethered to whichever side you are closer to. Exactly what that meant, you guys actually didn't know, and they were not able to tell you.
We are guesstimating that since we are from the
But
material plane,
the
it'll
way
send us
that
back to
you
the
that
material
you know of
plane
from
for
what you've been
gravity.
told of how to interact with her is that if you utilize the gems to go to the other plane, then at that point you can then interact with her. But she also can interact with you more strongly than she can when you're on the material plane.
So,
But
shall
then
we
you can
break
actually
for lunch
do stuff
first?
to her.
Then use the gems.
I mean, she's here.
I don't think we should break for lunch for at least 20 minutes.
Break for lunch.
At this point, I put you about like 50 minutes. We're going to the end of the hour.
15 minutes. I correct myself.
So we want to use someone as bait.
It's not the worst idea.
I mean,
Why don't we try this one first?
She's not anywhere near here.
yeah, it's a one-time trip.
It's not a one-time trip. You can go back and forth.
Oh, can you?
Is
Okay.
it?
Well,
Did I?
if we get
Roz
ambushed
say
while we're
she's
there,
here?
it's a one-time trip.
Didn't Roz say she's here?
But, well, here in presence, but we don't know like how far.
We
that
could
is.
have 2 people right now to test, head to the other side and come right back, just to see how it feels.
True. I mean, I feel good about going.
I would say
So,
you and Gurgle would be my
I-
suggestion.
I actually heard a knock, which was like the communication thing I set up with it.
The fuck?
That way.
For what
Are
it's
you
worth,
also going
he
crazy?
just pointed south the way you guys were coming from.
Are you also going crazy?
No, I made the knock sound, which was our communication, like caw caw, and it did it back.
You do realize
What?
that's the way we've
Did it
been
back.
walking, right?
Yes.
Sense to Deku.
So you want us to turn around and backtrack?
Maybe that's what she wants you to think.
Gurgle, do you want to jump into this realm?
I would suggest
The bird.
Gurgle and Zephyr take a quick peek.
Sure.
Just pop in, take a look around, come straight back.
So we haven't actually identified these yet, right?
You have not.
Okay, so
You could have done it like dirt before you long rested, though. I feel like that would have been easy enough.
okay, yeah. Like, can we say just we identified them?
I would say yes.
Just
Okay, so what you have is called an ethereal stone. And there's two ways to use an ethereal stone. And based on this, actually, because I would have said, because you didn't remember and I would have said you had identified this before, due to this, I will let anyone choose to do one of these options if you want to, going into this right now. There's two ways to use it. Either you can spend an action to just go between the two planes. That is the basic use of an ethereal stone. However, should you choose to attune to an ethereal stone, it moves it from an action to a bonus action. And in addition to that, you get effectively you get additional benefits on the ethereal plane. Specifically, at the start of each turn that you begin your turn on the ethereal plane, you will heal for 10 HP.
this sounds like something I need to do.
Yeah. Is there any detriments?
You will heal for 10 HP. You will regain 1 D4 leveled spell slot.
I mean, I only have 2 attuned items, so
I only have 2 attuned items.
However, if ever on the so you gain 1 D4, so you roll a D4 and you get that leveled spell slot back.
What if?
Unless you roll a 1, and if you roll a 1, you lose all your remaining spell slots.
I'm gonna tune
Can
to
you still
this.
roll the
This-
next turn?
Yes.
Okay.
You roll.
yeah, it's all
well,
the plus size for you.
you roll. You roll at the start of any turn. You start your turn in the ethereal plane, though, specifically.
Ethereal stuff.
This is just called an ethereal stone. I have not made this in D&D Beyond. I need to get better about making them in D&D Beyond
So-
beforehand.
You heal 10 HP per round, and at the start of your turn, you roll a D4, and you gain a 2nd, 3rd, or 4th level spell slot. What if you don't have a 2nd, 3rd, or 4th level? Do you just gain your lowest level spell slot?
I would say yes,
Okay.
What if you
which
don't
for
have
you is a
spell
benefit.
slots?
Then you just heal, I guess.
Do I get like my mutagens back?
No.
My fucking blood spells?
I see no problem with attuning to it, so I'll attune to
You said a
it.
D4?
You roll a D4, and on a 2, 3, or 4, you regain a spell slot at that level.
One,
On
you
a
lose all your
1,
spells.
you lose all of your remaining spell slots. Also worth noting, with identifying this, I would say you were able to determine this, Zephyr. The being more closely attuned or being closer to the ethereal plane or the material plane. So if this was destroyed, which plane you'd end up on, if you're simply using the stone, you're closer to the material plane. If you attune to the stone, you are closer to the ethereal plane.
Sorry, I'm trying.
So how long does it take to attune to the stone?
So due to the fact that he would have identified this beforehand, he simply forgot about it because it's been 2 weeks since we played. Anyone that would like to be attuned to the stone, I could say that you attune to the stone over the course of your last long
I
rest.
would like to attune to the stone.
I will
Okay,
also.
so for now, because I don't have the item made, you just make note that you're attuned to it. If you are attuned to 3 things, you will need to eliminate one of your attunements to actually make room for it.
No need. I have 2 open slots.
The one other thing, super important, only 10 uses on each stone, and the stone itself will break after the 10th use.
And that's just jumping.
Yes, just either way. Should you choose to use it, it can
So you're
only be
5
used
round
to
trips.
traverse the domains up to 10 times.
So what happens if you use it on your 10th time
How-
into the ethereal plane? Are you just stuck there?
Depends on if you're attuned to it or not.
How
So as a quick,
durable
what I
are
said
these
again,
things?
if you are attuned to the ethereal stone, you are considered
is
effectively natural to the ethereal plane. If you're not and you're simply using it, you're to the material plane. So if it breaks and you're attuned to it, you'll go to the ethereal plane.
Okay.
If it breaks and you're not attuned to it, you'll go to the material plane.
How durable
HP
are
would
these
you
things?
say?
50.
Each one has 50 HP.
50 health. Okay.
They are also weak against piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing.
Now, because these are carried items, they don't get hit by AoE spells and stuff.
No, they do not. They must be specifically targeted, and
Can we like put it in a safe location?
it effectively the way the stones work. When you utilize them, you can store them, but whenever you use them, you must pull them out. So what I would
you
say
can
is if
always-
you pull it out and someone sees you pull it out, they would then know where you put it.
Just put it engraved into the bottom of your
I
heel.
need like a small adamantine chest that I can just attach to my belt.
Or you could just
What
be
do these stones
gurgle
look
and just
like? Out of
They're
curiosity.
small green gemstones. Okay. About this big.
So if I were to put it in my pouch that has other small green gemstones,
You would struggle to find it too. I would legitimately make you roll to try and get your gem anytime you tried to pull it out.
fine.
However, it would work. It would confuse.
But what type of gemstone? Are we talking like serpentine? Or are we talking jade?
No, think like an emerald like circle, kind of flat.
So like
I don't
an
know what that
emerald.
shape is.
So what's the actual stones in your with your other green gems? Are they also emeralds or are they
He has-
serpentine?
Yes.
or are
He has a
they-
large assortment of gems that he pulled. Maybe one of the better, one of the mistakes that I made, but it happened. But yes, okay. That is how the stones work. Just so I know, attuned.
Tiku, are you attuned?
You wish to attune to them?
I can't figure out if I have
Oh.
3 attuned ones or not.
Well,
go to inventory and scroll to the bottom.
she's having. She can
That's what. Kayla's been using D&D
So-
Beyond a lot longer than you, my guy.
I know, it was a joke.
Tiku.
The answer to your question,
you have
Tiku.
an amulet of health, a cloak of displacement, and your weapon.
So yeah, you don't want to lose
I know
any of
it's
those.
Okay, so you simply have your stone, so it takes an action for you to traverse between planes. Okay, so we got 3 not attuned, 3 attuned. Yeah?
If there's only 10 uses, maybe experimentation is not a good idea.
I mean, just takes away 2 charges on a couple of them.
How'd we lose it?
Thinking about it.
Just
Same way you use any magic item.
As you guys are looking at Gurgle like, how do we? He looks at it and goes, and the Gurgle's gone.
Zephyr sighs for a moment. Okay, be back, and I go with him.
I
Okay.
I reveal my eye and I activate my abilities into the ethereal plane.
You can see silhouettes of them. However, you cannot hear them. They cannot hear you. For the 2 of you, as you guys were in this more like swamp-like forest, you do not see the spirit, almost like the what I was talking about, like the spirits that seem to blend off. You just seem to be almost in what appears to be a dead version of the Dryson Woods. The trees themselves, their bark is a little bit closer to like a black. They still have some leaves, there's still some moss, but all of it is almost like how you view dark vision, to where almost everything's just tilted towards the gray spectrum. Not totally, to where you can still see shades of color, but it's just extremely, yes, muted. That would be a great word for it. As you kind of like look around and see this almost depressing version of the Dryson Woods, you also notice that there seems to be some kind of creatures. When you guys were in the Dryson Woods, the proper, you could see what appeared like plants that were very clearly alive that you had seen throughout your travels here, like birds, things like that. In here, the things that you see that are alive is almost more of like, you see, as you're kind of like looking around, you see like a stone that's next to a tree. And the stone kind of like turns and looks at you, and you can see the rock has like almost 2 slices where eyes would be. And as it moves, the bottom of the rock almost seems to crumble and almost like roll as it then rolls behind a tree. In a similar fashion, you see what appears to be one of the trees that overall seems not, it very much almost seems dead, but you see one of the branches that seems to almost like what seemed to be attached as soon as it notices you looking, seems to almost like snap backwards and roll over the branch so you can no longer see it. Very much so, like even more so than what you guys have been used to, giving you the impression of an environment that's alive and an environment that seems to be scared of you. As every time you seem to notice something that moves, whether it's a rock that seems to be alive, a branch, a tree, or even like a small bush, as you see a bush, it kind of like pulls into itself as soon as it notices you're looking. Rather than the environment where you guys have been in, where it almost felt like the forest was trying to kill you, or it wanted to eat you, consume you, bring you into a part of it, this seems like you are an alien to it, an intrusion.
I
Both of you make perception checks.
Can I see
To bring out
remnants?
Aerith and have Aerith do the perception check.
I'm okay with that.
Can I see like leaves and shit moving? Of them like moving?
No.
Is the other realm?
The ethereal plane.
How
The ethereal plane does not interact with the material plane at all, if not given for substantially magic means. To the point that, like, for anyone here, this hag that can interact with the material plane from the ethereal plane is an anomaly. It's not something that happens. If it is, it's extremely rare and powerful magic.
Advantage still, right?
Yes,
Or-
she still has advantages. This would be sight and sound. Yep.
Out of curiosity, are you renaming the ethereal plane to the lands between?
Yes,
The
I
in-between
want to get better about it, but this technically the ethereal plane is the land in between, is what it's actually called. I want to get better about actually calling it that.
9?
There's an answer to that.
Did you say 9?
I do believe that's what he said. What'd you get?
15.
15. Okay. As you guys are looking around, the perverse version of life in here, Zephyr, is definitely
You
what
got 9 with advantage?
this weird version of
Aerith's
life
on an off
seems
day,
to
okay?
offset Aerith. She very much so. It's pretty easy for you to tell that she does not feel comfortable in this style of life. It's her being a hawk, looking around and where she would normally look for like rodents, mice, and things that she could maybe swoop up to eat. Instead, as Aerith looks around, she seems almost disgusted and worried with this area. For you, Gurgle, you notice 2 additional things on top of what is effectively this perverse version of life. The first of which is with the trees that you're looking at. Not only do the branches move, but you also notice the trees themselves seem slightly sentient. Not to the point of like trance, which you would be familiar with, having previously been in the Dryson Woods, but like just an essence of life to them, but not an essence of sentience, if that makes sense. But the sway that is actually with them is definitely more than would be with a normal tree, especially because another thing worth noting, there is no smell. All you guys can smell is literally yourselves. You're typically used to the smell of yourself and the outside competing smells. In here, the complete lack of smell actually makes you acutely aware of yourself. And like even for you not having, or actually for both of you, not having acute senses of smell, very much so know the presence of each other. Also get more familiar with the smell of others. I would say that you dislike his smell more than he dislikes yours.
Why do you smell like rotten moss?
I live in a swamp.
Fair.
For the past 3 years.
How long do we stay in here?
Real quick before you answer that. 2 other things about this. Sound seems to travel. Think like I can't remember what the room is called, but the room where you can stand on the 2 ends of it with it's a specific type of shape, and you can whisper to each other and you can hear each other.
It's like an oval-esque.
Yeah, it's oval-like. That seems to be this entire area. Even you guys kind of like spread out a little bit as you're kind of like looking around in perception, and even as you guys are kind of like just talking under your breath, you realize that you're not having to yell at all. Even at a very quiet volume, as you speak, Gurgle can hear you. Even maybe like test it out a little bit, go a little bit further, and the volume does not seem to be impacted at all. But yes, so sound and smell both seem to be extremely off in how they work here. The other thing that you do notice is, as you're kind of like looking in between these dead trees, kind of talking a little bit back and forth to establish whatever this weird take on sound is you look out similar distance, right around 600, maybe 700 feet, almost like it's moved back a little bit. You again see a silhouette. It kind of moves from this tree to this tree. At this point, you're confident you're not alone.
Does it make sound?
And then you see another silhouette move from this tree to this tree. A good like 300 feet separated. There seems to be 2 of them that are moving between trees.
Gurgle, what do you see?
Are they? But
They do not. They despite what seems
either
to
the
be,
sound, either sound doesn't carry that far,
or they're not making
they're
sound.
not making sound.
It's
I
apparently
have Aerith
called-
come back to me.
There's
Like,
two of
kinda
them,
like,
Zephyr.
Worth noting as well,
looking around.
and I would say this would give you the impression that they're not making sound. As he calls Aerith back, Aerith even being far away, you can hear the flap of her wings.
It's apparently called Kircher's elliptical ceiling.
There's more than one, Zephyr. The Nightshade, Night Warden.
We should leave.
It's the Night
then.
Wardens,
Night Watcher.
Night Watchers.
Just tell
Both
me
of you need to
when.
make intelligence saving throws.
I want to do something as soon as he's done.
Okay.
Gurgle still has advantage?
Yes.
Come on. Good check.
Yeah.
With advantage?
11. That's a failure.
This isn't good.
Zephyr.
This isn't good. Let's see what my plus is here.
9.
9. That's 2 failures.
Rip.
All right.
Zephyr.
Roll me a d12, Nathaniel.
Oh no. Oh no. He's rolling on the madness chart.
10. Both of your max HP is reduced by 10.
Oh! Ouch. Shit!
Okay. We are out. I'm hitting the thing.
What that actually feels like, by the way, is as he points out that there's multiple, you're kind of like confused and immediately have some kind of alarm, Zephyr, as you kind of like look in the direction that he pointed out, and you're like, we gotta go. And then from behind you hear a whisper that almost seems like piercing. It's like if you hear when you're cutting metal and there's that screech that kind of pierces in your ears and it hurts. But it's a light whisper. It doesn't make sense why it hurts. But you simply hear a, no, stay.
Gurgle, go now.
As
And I'm out.
he blinks
Do they need
out.
to roll the d4?
That would have been 6 seconds. So yes, both of you needed to make a d4. Your max HP was temporarily reduced by 10, so you do not heal it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unit spell slot of 3rd level. It can be lower as well.
But I didn't use any.
Well, you got no benefits.
How's the spell slot thing again work?
So
If you
a
roll
2,
a
3,
2
or 4, you get a spell slot of that level or lower back.
Okay, got it.
And if you roll a 1, you lose everything.
And if you roll a 1, you lose all remaining spell slots.
Spell slot equal. Got it. Cool. Ugh.
I'm gonna change that a little bit. I think that's a little bit too breaking. I'm gonna say you lose all spell slots of your lowest level. So you'll lose all level 1s.
Oh.
And then if you have no level 1s, you'll lose all level 2s. And then if you lose all level 2s, you'll lose all level 3s.
So you roll a 2,
So I got a
you
question.
gain 1
So
spell,
what if
level
you
1
only
spell
have
slot back,
like,
so you don't
one
lose.
level 1
But
spell
at the same time, you kind
You
of
would
have
just
like
lose it.
infinite spell slots in a way too.
Yeah.
And then it would just be if you roll a 1, you lose
I'm a
it. And if you
warlock.
roll a 3,
If
4,
I
or
lose
5, you get
everything
it
and
back.
I roll
Or,
a 2
sorry,
the next
2, 3,
round,
or
I
4,
just
you
get a
it
spell
back.
slot.
Oh yeah.
I'm the one that's like screwed on this.
That's what I was like,
I
see
you do.
before I go back, I reach into my pocket dimension. I pull one of the black voodoo dolls out, and then I pull out the small vial of her blood, and I say, "Bet you know what this is." And then I teleport back out.
As you teleport back out, so you were looking at 2 of them, and in that confusion, you pull it out, and you say, "I bet you know what this is." And as soon as you do, you hear like almost like a hiss, and like you pull the stone to bonus action out at that point. And you're like, what? You turn around.
but yeah.
There's a 3rd silhouette back there, and then you blink out. It is an action, yes, because you are not attuned to it.
How did that look like from my perspective?
I might have pissed him off.
You could So when seeing, I'm gonna make a perception check with disadvantage, as you're still seeing in silhouettes.
I'm trying to bluff him.
Disadvantage is 21.
Jeebus. I would say that you saw with a 21. You would have seen their shadowy silhouettes kind of moving about, and you actually only would have seen the one, same position from before, 600 feet, about 600 feet, going between the trees. You got a glimpse of it moving between another tree, going a little bit further back.
I might have pissed him off, Zephyr.
As we come out, you see Zephyr kind of holding his head, little blood kind of trickling out of his nose.
Zephyr, welcome to the lands adjacent.
It's. Oh, that's not okay.
Oh, was that the wrong word?
We were attacked.
pull out my sword again.
Gurgle says
want to
there's
fight them, you'll
more
have to
than
use your
one.
thing.
I have the
Two?
thing, and I start dumping the blood onto the puppet in case they're watching.
Keep in mind again, the amount of blood you had was like
I know.
toothpick.
All right. Hey, look, he used a hair, okay?
No, that's fine. I'm just letting you know. Like, you take it. And you
I'm
just start to wipe
bluffing
it on
here,
it.
okay?
Gurgle.
Actually, I'm gonna say make a deception check. I am gonna say make it with disadvantage as you're unfamiliar with how the magic actually works.
I'm just trying to copy what I saw Zaval do.
Yeah, I'm gonna say go ahead and make a deception check with performance check. Actually, performance check with disadvantage.
I think
Oh,
you
that
all
was
just
cocked.
missed a really class A joke.
I'm not sad about it.
It was terrible.
I'm sure it was.
That was cocked. I think my deception is a +5, so I think it's a 16. But
Performance.
I think that's probably higher than a 16.
It's a +8.
Then it's a 19.
Okay.
That one was terrible.
So actually, he comes out and he says, "I think I might have pissed him off to you, Zephyr." And then as you're about to like wiping the blood from your nose, as soon as you're about to respond, you hear that again.
Is that thunder?
No.
I couldn't tell what that was.
That.
That sounds like an explosion.
More like grinding bark.
Oh, the tree being poked. I gotcha.
At that moment as well, you guys all, because that one is very clear. And as you look to the south, you see two trees that both just kind of both pull out of the ground, and both of them seem to, they almost seem to both slant towards you. They don't seem to have eyes. Again, these trees don't seem entirely lifeful, but both of them just.
What are those?
No, everyone sees this.
I told you! I told you!
Gurgle. What do we do?
So I'm
They're just
technically
trance.
still looking at the ethereal plane. Do I see anything unique?
They're
Neither of these
Friendly?
trees have the life silhouette. They both are, again, seem to be dead trees.
They're
You do not
friendly?
see
Understand,
additionally.
like, is the shadow creatures like moving them themselves?
Gurgle. I need to know.
Don't know.
Are they friendly?
No, they're not friendly.
They
Oh,
are,
we should probably
at this
get going
point,
then.
both of them start to move towards you guys. So these are coming from the south. At this point, it's the direction you entered from.
Let's
They're
start,
also moving very slow.
Yeah, let's start moving
So
away
specifically-
from the giant tree.
They're moving
Yes.
10 feet a turn
Or
as
we
they start
Or
to.
we could chop them down.
We don't need firewood right now,
They're
Terrence.
floating.
I hold up the thing, and then I
No,
get.
they're not
I,
floating. They're dragging through the ground.
Oh.
They're almost like
we don't
walking, but
party
kind of
with us
tearing
right
up the ground
now.
with their roots.
Oh, you're right. They can like follow us, and when we find
Yes,
where our
yes,
campsite
yes,
is,
Terrence. Let's
then we
start
can
walking
kill
this
them.
way now.
Dude, this is why Zephyr's so smart.
I cancel my ethereal sight.
Okay.
My in-between sight.
Do they normally follow people, Gurgle? I assume we're walking, by the way.
Yes, I have that you guys are effectively going the
you're going
opposite
to-
direction of them.
If you go into their territory, they do. Yes.
What if that territory comes to us?
Occasionally, I
Um,
pick up and throw a rock at them.
Then we're in
Easily
their
enough.
territory.
Toss. It hits. Solid. some
Or
of them, even if
they've
chunks of
fused
bark
with
are
an
gone.
alligator and they think that we're food now, which is a possibility.
Let's not entertain that thought and let's just keep moving.
I mean, I'm just saying.
So
we've seen weirder stuff in the
So
forest.
Gurgle, while we were in there, you said you saw multiples.
Oh yeah, there's 3 of them.
Oh, there's 3 now. I thought there was 2.
Yeah,
I
but then
saw
there was
one.
a third one, and she was mad. She was hissing at me.
A third tree?
No. Spooky crow.
Shadowy like
The
individuals.
spooky crow human
Crow?
deformed things. Yeah.
Kinkus?
No.
No. Much
Think
weirder.
of your worst nightmare, put it into a humanoid shape, and then you'll be close.
How loud that is.
I hold up the doll and I say, if you know what this magic is, you better come out and talk.
At this
With a
point,
knife.
as you guys continuing to walk, mist does, or effectively, as you guys continuing to move north, and you can kind of see this coming a little bit, but as soon as you enter into it, it seems a lot more extreme. As you seem to enter into what was a small amount of mist, the moment you enter into it, it gets much more severe. To what he would be in right now. And as you guys continue to proceed, you can still hear the sounds of the Trents just kind of moving towards you.
Tico told you.
You can breathe it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just water.
Yeah.
I keep throwing a rock at him to try and be like, oh, this way, trees.
As Terrence continues to guide the trees or Trents in your direction.
Harry, stop making the trees follow us.
As you guys continue to move north,
Well,
you
we're
end
gonna
up
need firewood.
finding
Not those
yourselves
ones.
bunching together just a little bit more as visibility starts to cut.
Has my spell ended at this point?
Yes, at this point your spell would have ended.
I tied my grip on the
cast
doll
it
so
again.
that they can't just snag it from me.
You want to cast it again? Okay. If you try and not breathe it in, by the way, you'll continue to cough. If you just breathe it in for a second, you're fine. Just random note.
Actually, you know what? I put the knife away and then I light fire and I said,
These aren't 5G towers.
You put the knife away and what? Sorry?
I light a fire. I said, don't tempt me!
Go ahead and make another performance check. With
Don't
disadvantage.
tempt
It kills the color on the cameras.
Does it?
Yeah, it's fine.
I
It
don't think
looks smoky.
Kills the color.
No,
I
it
think
looks
it's-
smoky. Yeah, it looks
I
good.
don't think it kills the color.
It just whites out
Well, it
everything.
mutes it because it is an obstruction.
It's fog, man. What'd you get?
It looks like,
Like how
Paul
the
is covered
spell,
in fog.
how the spell fog would work.
You said performance?
We don't
Yes,
have
there's
anything
another
here
performance.
that's tested that.
Said I had a +8 to performance? I have a +8 to persuasion.
Zephyr's like, it's quite foggy. You know what?
You're right. I was looking at the wrong one. It's a +4.
It's a 16.
Okay. As you guys continue to move in, Gargle brings the fire a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Don't seem to get any kind of reaction. Two questions. At this point, first one, what is your marching order? And it does not have to be a line. You guys could be grouped up. Just who's in front is the main thing. What I want to know.
Probably me, Gurgle, and Terrence in front.
Tiku's
No,
probably
I'm
in the back without
leading
knowing
the
any better.
treants.
Never mind. Me and
Oh, yeah.
Gurgle in the front, and Razu. Followed by Gurgle, or not, Tiku and Zephyr, followed by Terrence.
Okay, so the three of you are in the front. As you're continuing to burn, Gurgle, and both of you shortly after this, you step and then you step on something that's a lot more solid than what you're used to here in this swamp. You're just like, what? And you kind of like look down, and within a moment, you guys are also kicking rocks effectively, but they're fairly large rocks. You've gone into an area where there's rocks that are probably about this big. The first one that you kick kind of hurts the back of your foot as you were kind of backing up, using the flame. Razu, you're able to kind of like just step up on top of one, and as you in this area that you're in, it again seems this area looks to be more forest-like. The swamp-like features of the swamp, now that you've entered into this mist, which is counterintuitive to what you'd see in most swamps, seem to have died down. The ground, as you kind of like look at it, you have to get a little bit close, using your hand to brush away some of the mist. You can see that the ground itself is more so actual solid dirt with grass that's kind of bled on over it. And there's a assortment of scattered of different, these larger rocks that are just kind of spread out in this area as you continue to progress. The trees here also go back to when you had first entered, where they were almost more like redwood in nature, although not quite as tall. These trees are quite tall to where you can get trees that are upwards of like 10, 15, then a couple of them maybe like 30 feet, but no larger than that. So not as tall as the trees you'd encountered before. But yes, the area again almost seems more forest-like in a rocky area. It gives you the idea for you. It gives you the impression of like approaching a coastline, where it starts to get a little bit more rocky, and like you would imagine eventually you would hit like sand.
Is it difficult terrain?
Not to the point of difficult terrain. It's just they're scattered about maybe five-ish.
Is it not difficult terrain?
It is not difficult terrain. But with that, Gurgle, as you guys are continuing to go and you're kind of like looking around, you see another silhouette. This one's smaller though. much shorter than the last silhouette you saw. And expecting the silhouette to just vanish immediately, the silhouette instead seems to be like approaching. It's almost like a shadow you can see in the fog. Within a moment, you can also see it's there, and it's this very, very clearly is some kind of humanoid that actually seems to be approaching.
How about you go ahead and stop right there as I summon my blade?
And as soon as you call out, asking it to stop, it just and seems gone.
All fucking vanish in front of our eyes. That's great.
Oh, he listened to you.
No,
He
no, he
did
didn't.
stop.
Yeah,
Vanishing constitutes as movement.
but
And
then you also told him to
Does
go
it?
invisible, and he did, which I don't understand why you do that.
I mean, we keep moving then, right?
At this point, everyone would actually hear, "Welcome, travelers, to our home. It's so good of you to join us
It's
for dinner."
great.
As you get
great.
to roll initiative.
What do we have?
What do we have? Barbecue? Is that a brisket I smell?
Oh.
Did we have
Am I the
food in the
brisket?
morning? Do you want me to
That's
roll
cocked,
for
right?
anything?
Sorry, one more time.
Did we have food in the morning or like before we set out? Do you
I
know?
would say you would have cooked before you left. Yes.
I mean, even if it's touching it, it's not cocked, no? Alright, that was not for sure.
Is there anything from like the local ingredients that would help with like mental stuff? Or magic?
Because we have to go ethereal first.
There's spoilers on that map. I can't show you yet.
Is this good?
I mean, you want to know the saddest thing, Trinity?
Is there-
When
'cause
you
I
roll a natural
could-
20, but it's cocked.
Is there any local?
Remind me of the meats that you have.
Well, I was just wondering, like, because I learned about a bunch of local ingredients too,
Use
but
like Arby's.
Yeah,
she has the meats.
I do remember that. Remind me of the meats that you currently have on you, and I can tell you because I've made a list of what the meats do when you cook them.
crocodile,
That would not.
Some weird raptor meat.
Yeah, I have
Raptor would not.
raptor,
We also got
bird,
the giant
deer,
snake.
cattle, fire powder.
What?
Fire powder. Apparently. Birds.
Birds. It's just like an assortment of
Canary.
Berries. Brown yellow sap. Shrikes. I have T-Rex meat and 3 raptors and 8 crocodiles.
None of those are mental in nature.
Or like magical resistance.
T-Rex is strength based. Is affect strength. Birds and raptors have dexterity like modifiers, and crocodile is effectively tankiness. It's bludgeoning. You've actually cooked it before.
Okay.
Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing specifically. All right. Did anyone get above a 20?
I would have.
Oh, I should probably roll myself, huh? That might not be a bad idea. Okay, 15 to 20.
I got a 19.
18.
Oh. That ditch. Alright, so 19, 18. Okay, 10 to 15.
14.
13.
Did you say 14 and 13?
Yeah.
I'd probably cook deer then, just for the extra
Wait,
movement.
you were the 14.
What does
cook-
bird do?
You've never cooked bird,
Dexterity.
and bird is not one that they gave you. You
No, but they
harvested
have
bird
bird.
yourself.
You did. You said birds and raptors.
Well, yeah,
for
but they were
dexters.
telling me about the local ingredients, like, because I met
I guess
with.
that is
and I had-
true. So again, birds would be a dex-like based thing. Specifically, if it's successful, birds give you advantage on dexterity saving throws. What was I doing? Well,
Initiative.
yes.
So there wasn't any like local ingredients that they told me about. The Hopper told me about.
The only local ingredient that you would have known, or that he would have known of, that can help you with power of the mind, would
Or magic.
actually be using swamp seawater. but if the downsides to it are also very bad. All right, and then so 5 to 10.
I'll just
6.
say I did deer then.
What did you get, Tiku?
I got a natural 20, and then it was cocked. What do you want from me?
You never rolled, did you? Kayla.
5.
Oh, that works out, actually.
What did you get?
You're at the bottom.
5.
No, I'm talking about Satherin.
You got a
I got a 6.
Oh, you got a 6.
Okay, Terrence, you all heard it. They have welcomed you and thanked you for joining them for dinner.
My spirit bus.
You are currently, you have 10 feet of vision
Who
in a
would've-
fog cloud. What do you want to do?
Really quick before we do that, who would have eaten the food?
Oh yeah, totally me.
Which food? Oh, I wouldn't have. Doesn't matter in this area, unless you were cooking with ingredients that you did not get from this area.
I eat food.
Let's find out.
Got it from the village before we moved in.
I'm a food eater.
The Pinecrest Village? Then yeah, I would have eaten it.
Would you have purified it or eaten it, Paul?
I was only having Zephyr purify mine if it was from the dome.
Probably purified.
So it'd be the 4 of you then.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a roll real quick, Tiku.
Wait, what? What's going on with food?
She got food from Pinecrest that she cooked and before we did this combat.
22.
I assumed that you still purified it. You said you purified all your food.
I'll stay up here, right? Zephyr's starting to warm up to it, but this.
I'm
this
okay
stuff
with
here
her cooking.
is
I just do
sketchy.
not sometimes like her ingredients.
I'll save for next time.
One more time, what'd you cook? Sorry?
Deer.
Deer? That is enough. Those who ate it have their move speed temporarily increased by 10.
Woo! Snap. I'm 60 feet around.
You're
50
fucking
feet around.
fast.
Sorry, 50 feet.
With all that move speed, what
Yeah,
do you
sorry.
want to do?
Now go ahead.
You've been invited to dinner. Or thanked for joining for dinner.
I pull out my sword. Again. Can I see the silhouettes through the fog of the
Nope.
trees?
So again, you as soon as you guys entered in
So
the
it's
mist,
too thick. So it's like,
it's not quite to the fog cloud where you have no vision. You have 10 feet of vision.
right, and then within that 10 feet radius of vision,
Only ones you can see
I
is
have
them.
no targets.
Nope.
Then
You
I,
can still hear the Trents. They're fairly distant at this point as you guys gain some good ground, but you can still hear the Trents in the background. Just
I am going to hold my action.
a little bit loud.
Can I still rage and then hold an action?
Yeah.
Yes. because rage
I would
is
like to bonus action rage, and I'm going to hold my action to charge and attack the first adversary I see within my 10-foot radius.
Can you move?
Technically,
and
you
attack?
can't move and attack. I would let you do a charge with your
Well,
horn.
actually, movement is one of the things you can do with that reaction.
Yes, but I don't think you can move and reaction.
Because technically, it's like you hold your action to dash, and that's what your reaction is.
Yeah, and so my reaction is to charge.
Is it charging?
It just means you want to attack. You just move up.
I can still use my gore attack though.
Your gore, that's what I was saying. You specifically, literally could charge.
You just wouldn't be able to attack with your sword.
Yeah, that. Okay, so you have raged, and you are holding your action to attempt to gore someone. Zephyr, what would you like to do? Welcome to dinner.
Welcome to dinner.
It's more of like, welcome to dinner.
Let's go more of a hag.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
I never confirmed these were hags.
We have 90% confirmation they're night hags.
Sure.
Let's see here. How many? So we got 6 people.
Aye.
5.
You are all currently within sight of each other.
We'll do a 5th level bless. And
Sure you want to? You can always complain when you bless everyone.
I know it's fine. It's a good idea right now. So 5th level bless, and I'm gonna bless myself because I want to hold the concentration. So I'm definitely getting it. I'm trying to figure out who doesn't, because one person doesn't.
You can see everyone.
I'm currently holding concentration on those 3.
I don't think.
However, I have. Oh wait, no, I don't actually have advantage on con saves.
No offense, Terrence, but we still don't know you well, so I'm gonna bless the rest of my friends. Or I guess Tiku too.
You don't know Tiku or Terrence. However,
Tiku's the cook.
I have vetted.
It is
Tiku.
okay.
So
Kellenvor's on my side.
sorry, Terrence, you don't get Ryveron's blessing this day.
It's okay.
Okay, I
Kellenvor's on my side.
Would you like to move out? So you currently are effectively sandwiched in the group. You have these 3 in front, then you 2, then Terrence. You guys are in effectively a pyramid formation with Terrence at the back. Also worth noting, the sound of Welcome to Dinner was ever present. It did not come from a direction.
I'm just gonna stay with the group and hope there's no fireball.
Razu,
I'm gonna not be in a line, so I want to like shift slightly over.
you just want to like, so you.
I don't want
you
to
just
go
think
like
from a pyramid
3
to a
squares,
square.
2, 1. You're right here. You just want to move out here.
He's going to
just like one step over. So if lightning bolt happens, I don't.
You okay, John?
Okay. It scared me too, for what it's worth. I was not ready for it. Okay.
Wonder
Razu.
talk. So,
I'm gonna lower
we
that.
going to the ethereal realm?
Oh yeah, we can adjust its strength, huh? No one responds to you.
What? He said something?
He
I
did.
was not paying attention. I was looking at Trinity.
He asked if we're going into the ethereal realm.
I believe having at least half our members in there is probably a good idea.
So the people that are doomed?
I would recommend watching out for traps, as I guarantee you they trap that area.
Okay. I'll just activate my Crimson Right.
Okay, bonus action.
Section.
Crimson Right.
Okay.
John's
Then-
not a fan of the distilled water.
I'm gonna have my weapon set up. What's better, a crossbow or like a longbow?
That
you
depends
have the crossbow
entirely on what you're
expert
trying to
feat?
use it for. Crossbow's taking action to reload.
Okay, we're just gonna do a bow and shoot. The
Longbow, short bow.
What's the difference?
Short bow does less damage.
The range.
In the range.
And the short bow does less damage.
Yep.
Yes. In every scenario, longbow is better.
We're gonna do longbow and shoot the first. What I consider enemy.
You can't do a longbow and shoot the first enemy. You've already used your bonus action, so if you want to change your weapon's form from a scythe, you must use your action to do so.
Fair.
What are you doing?
I shall hold my action to. No, I'll just change it to a bow.
Okay, your scythe has been changed into a longbow. Gargle! What would you like to do?
I hate to break this to you, Mr. Dude, but you don't have any arrows, do you?
He makes his own arrows.
No, it doesn't.
I hold my action to hit
Busted if I gave you infinite ammo weapon, too.
Don't do that. Don't play with the spring.
Don't what?
Don't play with the spring.
No,
Decimates
I'm
the
trying to
sound
I'm trying to tighten it.
Oh no, no.
When you
When
were,
you were scratching
running
the
your
screen.
finger along it,
Oh, this? Oh,
decimates the sound quality apparently.
okay. Fair enough.
What are you doing, Gurgle?
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts, and then I'm going to run around and see if I can catch somebody.
Okay. Detect Thoughts has been cast. What direction are you going? Do you want to continue to move forward, which would effectively be northeast? Where are we going? Just give me a direction.
Did
Right.
we leave the trees in the dust?
No,
Ryveron's
still
blessing
here.
be with
So-
you.
They're quite a
Northwest!
far back. But
We're going northwest.
northwest. Okay. So you cast Detect Thoughts. And girl is just like, I'll find him. And just, and just takes off into the mist. You guys lose sight of Gurgle. as you proceed, what's your movement right now? You didn't eat the
45.
food.
45.
So, okay. So you move about 15 feet up before you do get a ping of some kind of creature. What would be directly to the north
Surface
of you
level
at that
thoughts.
point.
Can I tell if it's hostile? Is it planning to eat me? Does it want to eat me?
Surface level thoughts are seemingly inquisitive. Is you immediately get the ping, you get like a splitting off. What is their plan?
All right.
What is these
Bonus action
creatures?
dash straight to her.
Okay, so you bonus action dash and run up right to where Detect Docs is, and
Nothing.
there's nothing here. You can sense the presence right next to you, but it's
All right.
Here,
We're gonna
remember
keep.
last
we're-
time you did
yeah,
this,
I
you
know.
could see me.
I know. That means
But
she's
did
in the other plane.
beelining towards it changes
But
surface level
now
thoughts?
is it?
I
now
will
is
say
it
it's-
sight?
I will say that its surface level thoughts change to, can it see me? And as you come up to it, and you're like, "Whoa." You look around for a moment. It's like, no. That's what you got. That would be the end of your turn, actually, which makes it their turn.
Rip.
Okay. You guys rolled really low.
I know.
As you're in one of their face.
One of their faces. How many?
Whoops.
Told you at least saw 3.
As you're in its face. Yeah, it is going to
Maybe more.
have you make a wisdom saving throw, Gurgle.
You have bless.
You also have advantage.
Yep. So you have advantage and bless.
$19.
19 is a success.
Park.
Okay, so as you run up, the impression that you get is you run up and you detect thoughts and you kind of look for it for a moment, and then you see what appears to be like a large silhouette, and this not extremely huge silhouette, similar to what Razu had seen, with like the large hands with it seemingly coming to grasp over top of you. But right as it's about to almost like cage you, like it did with Razu, you're like glance over, and that almost like ghostly silhouette in the fog seems to, like you, as soon as you acknowledge it, seems to, and just seems to bleed out into the fog.
Wrong move, Sparky.
Okay, with that, we're going to. I'm actually going to have. These things are very, very intelligent, actually. Okay, we're going to have Terrence and Tiku both make wisdom saving throws as well.
Woo!
Tiku
Wisdom
has
saves. They're my favorite.
Tiku has advantage.
Tiku! Tiku! Pay attention!
Tiku! Wisdom save.
Dirty 2.
You have advantage.
You have advantage on the wisdom saving throw.
And you have bless.
Wonder what it, if I rolled then. It would have been better, but I think still a failure.
Oh no. Not good.
Wait, advantage and bless, and it's still not good?
That's a 10.
Oh, dear.
That is also a failure.
It's 10.
It's doomed.
Okay.
It's doomed.
Tiku, for you, as you're kind of like standing there, you're looking at Zephyr, and then you hear something, and you try to pick it up for a moment. You're like, what is it? What is that? And then you look north, and you see what is an impossibly large silhouette, massive and familiar, as in that silhouette, and you being
dragon.
the only one that hears this. Here's what very much so to you is a familiar, angry roar of a dragon.
He's coming back for me! Tico's gonna crawl
as
underneath Terrence's legs and stick Terrence in front of it between us.
as yeah, for Tiku, you get. It's actually really quiet. Why is this so quiet? There you go. That's what it's like. It does also sound a little bit distant, just like that. You are frightened of something to the north. You can no longer proceed north. And Terrence, for you, as Tiku kind of like reacts and looks to the north, you kind of like look to the north, weapon drawn, ready. And then for you, off directly to the east, you hear something as well, and you're just, what? Kind of confused.
We're being flanked.
You look off to the right, and expecting to almost see some large creature like Teague's pointed out, maybe the Trent, maybe the hag that's been pointed out. You instead see what is a fairly large silhouette, only about 7 feet tall, of what appears to be almost like a Dark Knight-esque individual.
Well, I think best that would trigger my reaction.
It would if you weren't frightened of it, so you can't move towards it. As you look to the right, so what I'd actually say is you look to the right and you actually get ready to charge it and like move towards it. But in the moment where you get ready to charge it, you realize that two things that would prevent you from doing this. One is as you look at the silhouette, wait a minute. You recognize that silhouette. You've seen you've seen pictures of what appears to be very much so gives you the impression of a silhouette of like Kelemvor in armor. Seemingly wearing what is black armor.
Oh, Kelemvor, why are you angry at me, bro?
While you do not get, while the frightened that you have is not in a fear for your life, you immediately get the impression that this is Kelemvor, and he is not only angry with you, he's furious enough that he has the intent to kill. You would also believe that, at least for the moment, that is Kelemvor, and you have somehow disappointed him.
So I'm going to take the alternate action with my reaction when I hold an action, and that is to move my full movement in the opposite direction, so completely west, 40 feet.
That, I will say yes. As Tigu, you hear it, and you're just like, and you're like, you look to Terrence in like a little bit of a worry, and you're like, sorry, I have a big minotaur with me, and he just, whoa, into the mist.
I do it.
Are you not doing your homebrew rule for frightened anymore?
Which one are you talking about?
You introduced the last campaign where you had two choices where you could basically you choose to be frightened of everything else. Basically, you are scared to the point of
So I
killing
still
your target.
have it, but that's not applicable for this. This is a magical effect that is causing fear, an irrational fear of a specific thing.
I was just curious.
With that is the end of their turn. Sitharion. So Tiku is now panicked, looking forward, and she's just saying, "It's coming!" And Terrence just took off.
I'm sorry, Kelemvor!
Spilt on my computer.
Aaron's like, this is not going well.
It's not going well. The formation is breaking. Nurgle is gone. Terrence is gone. Tiku is frightened. What would you like to do?
I have a question. I tried so hard to research this, but everything was just about foggy windows. Does increasing the ambient temperature remove fog?
No.
Not the magical spell.
Not the magical spell.
Not the magical spell, also in real life. Unless you can do it severely. The only way to do it would be to...
Severely, as in instantly increasing it to 95 degrees Fahrenheit with my thermal cube?
Well, the problem...
No.
So that definitely would not. Because
So
what you'd have to do is you'd have to evaporate the water. But if you only made it decently hot, it would just evaporate the existing water and it would make the fog worse.
Okay.
Thus,
So
spas. However...
the spell fog itself does
I
say
assume this isn't the
that a
spell
gust of
fog,
wind
though.
will disperse it.
Yeah.
And that's the way to defeat the spell fog.
I assume this isn't a spell.
Whatever the
though.
case is, the answer to your question is no. Fog is not dissipated that way unless it's an extremely hot temperature, because you would have to evaporate it to the point of gone.
Okay. In that case, I am going to take a step away from who I'm next to. I assume is Razu.
As you're in the front, yes.
Basically,
We're
so
gonna
I'm
step
not
off to
next
the
to him.
right.
And as I step away from you, you feel the temperature decrease a substantial amount, almost 10 to 15 degrees, as I will be activating my AoE cold thing. It's called Cloak of Flies, but it doesn't do Cloak of Flies. It's like a snowstorm, so... Cloak of Snow is what I'm going to call it.
Cloak of Sleet.
Cloak of Sleet.
Cloak of Flurries.
And it is a 5-foot radius around me. It is friendly fireable, so that's why I took a step away from you. You did feel your skin start to freeze.
I need a fever.
And then I'm going to use my action, and I'm going to activate my eyes to look into the ethereal realm. Is there like a trap waiting for those who cross the barrier?
Okay. As soon as you activate your eye, it allows you to see into the ethereal again. Still in the silhouettes, is the way that you see into it is different from being in it. One thing is the fog is gone in the ethereal plane. And
Does
this
that mean I can
area
see through the fog?
is Technically, yes, half of
Okay.
it. The area is actually a little bit more open than you were expecting with the majority of what has been the Dryson Woods up till now. The trees have been fairly dense, but here you got a good like 15, 20, even like 30 feet in between some of these trees. So much more of like a wider open plain. About what would be 30, it would be about 40 feet in front of you. You see what appears to be almost like a rock formation. It's like a buildup of rocks that seems to go around in a circle. Almost gives the idea of like a pit. But even just from the slight angle you're at, you can tell that there seems to be water. You can't really tell if it's clear water or anything like that looking through the ethereal plane. But you can see what appears to be a little bit of water. Just past that, there appears to be a small hut. The front door of the hut just seems to be open, but you can't see anything inside. And then behind that hut, there is a very large tree. The base itself, maybe about 15 feet wide. Not incredibly tall, but still about a 30-foot tall tree. It goes up past the back of this hut that normally a person could stay in.
Do I see any of the forbidden fruit?
Right in front of the hut, there is what appears to be a large plant that has multiple of the dragon fruit that are growing off of it and hanging from the bushes, or hanging from the branches, I should say, of this bushel-like plant. In addition to that, there's small bushes scattered all throughout this larger area. And there's almost micro fruits, mini fruits of all the different kinds. You see the pineapple fruits, the apples, the dragon fruits, all these little bushes, and these are here aplenty, scattered in are just scattered about in what appears to be smaller versions of each of the fruits.
In which case, I guess I will move next to Zephyr to provide him assistance and hopefully prevent it from killing him. And then I guess I will just Eldritch Blast the one I can see. When it's tethered, do you have advantage to attack it, or did you get rid of that?
That's only
Okay.
Tethered is a condition that I made so that he can.
That's why I
stay
was
with it.
asking.
Restrained is the one that you're thinking of, but the creature is not restrained.
Okay. So that is 2 hits guaranteed with a 27 and a 24.
Yep.
For a total of not bad damage, 16 points of force damage. So just blast into it with 2 streams of water, jet streams of water.
Okay. This is the first time you guys are ever truly focus firing. You don't have much of a choice currently, but guys, that'd be the end of Cytherin and Tatiku. Diego!
Tico is going to reluctantly activate her stone.
Well, everyone left you, so I mean, you're alone right now.
I believe you did attune, yeah?
No.
No, it was you.
No, it
3 that didn't. You 3 did.
And then I'm
was
going to
Terrence, myself, and
I'm going to whisper to my blade. Let fire burn our enemies. And then go peek around the tree. What do I see?
As you went into the plane, you would actually be able to see the map now. You can see that Gurgle currently has what appears to be a tiny creature wrapped in his whip, and that's the only other one you can see. Then you can see all the people right next to you.
Get off your knees.
Tico's going to sneak out. Okay, just walk slowly.
I think she's doing
And
all
go
of them.
between the two.
It's 5.
Like looking around. Are we fighting the fairies?
yes, kill the fairies. There's one very close that we can't see.
Cool.
And that's my whole turn.
All right, Terrence, it is your turn. They did stop concentration on you when he cast his spell, so you're actually no longer frightened. as you get to the end and you kind of like look over, and in your confusion, the silhouette of him seems to vanish, and that sense of disappointment seems to fade with it.
Kill him, Vor now forgives you.
Do I see any?
You are on the material plane, so you see fog.
Right. But do I realize that I'm still the only one here?
I did shout.
I know. That's.
You can't see anything.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to activate my stone.
You're standing very far away from me.
Okay, you use your bonus action and activate the stone. You can now see the map. You can see the small creature that that Gurgle has tethered, and then you, from your angle, can also see this.
Finagle that angle.
Dude, the Giga Chat angle, all along, plan.
Please, fuck. I'm gonna move my 50 feet.
Kayla.
Dude.
Terrence is going this way. 50 feet.
Slam him right next to the creature.
Is that? Can he make that in 50 feet?
I'm almost positive he can make that.
40. He is 50 feet, so I go 45. And be right there adjacent to him.
Okay. As you move up close to him. This one looks a little bit different from the ones from the one that Razu had encountered and described to you from before. Mainly into the fact that it looks a lot more normal in its features. It doesn't have the extremely long fingers.
In front of the building, if they're magical.
Just the double joints. Doesn't have the bark-like skin. It looks much more normal and hag-like, I would say.
All right, I'm gonna swing with my full blade.
The camera broke.
No, it was just resetting.
For 28 to hit.
28's gonna hit.
And because that is my first attack this round, it gets an additional D8
Radiant.
radiant damage.
Indeed.
So for
It's
10
one of the. I think it's
plus
probably
6,
either
16
this plant or this plant.
slashing,
No, it's
and
this one.
5
Gray
radiant.
plant.
Sorry, one more time with the damage.
Yes.
16.
We have to do something with that. To
16
permanently kill
slashing, and 5 radiant.
We don't know
Alright.
And then on the second swing, 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
15 does not hit.
Okay, as you run up to it, and get your first hit is clean on it. As you take your second one, you go to swing. It's not that you miss. You've got precision with your strikes, but as you go to cut it, it's almost like your blade phases through it,
Your music tag.
or your tree. I guess I should say.
Oh,
No,
you're
he
a
has an actual
slippery
sword.
one. Won't
He has the
save
full
you.
blade.
Oh yeah, you actually have a blade now. And you swing it up, and it does not actually seem to hit. Okay,
That's my turn.
with that, it's Zephyr.
Where is he?
You are on the ethereal
He's
plane starting
behind
your
the
turn,
hut.
so you roll a d4 and heal
Oh,
10
do
HP.
I
We
get-
basically
do I get
saw
hit
him
points?
pop in, turn, and then.
Beat it
No,
to the
it's
coin?
starting your turn on the ethereal plane.
So starting my turn on the ethereal.
Yes.
So next round.
Yes. So you regain 10 HP, not including the maximum HP being down. Okay, so you haven't been hit yet, but you also gain a second level or lower spell slot back.
Which he hasn't used in these spell slots.
Well, I used 5th level, but that's okay.
Correct.
Guess I'm gonna move my movement this way. Towards the dangerous looking water. I got 30.
You got plus 10.
You have plus 10. No, you didn't eat the food.
I'm sure if I
There you go.
Yeah. Gurgle and him don't have the plus 10.
That's where you is, boy.
That's just your movement.
I'm gonna bonus action do my my manifest mind. I believe that's bonus action. Let me double check.
What are you doing?
These are yours.
You got chill, Kayla. The focus is the D&D.
Why are you making Tiku voices over there?
She's gone full kobold mode.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. And within 60 feet of an object of space I can see. So how far is this thing away from me?
Where's the string? I saw it over there. It was like at the base of the table by the
Did you move
soundboard.
it from the thing that I was gluing on?
Help! Oh, you super glued it to the table.
I tried to prevent that from happening. I'm sorry.
Alright. Coming in.
That's roughly my Zephyr.
Okay. So
That's, yeah, easily within 60.
Okay. That's mine, right here. Okay. Which, I mean, I can't. Should have a guy for it.
I mean, just use this guy for now.
I just have an action. There he is. I got it.
Give him a caster with a bird then.
And then through it, I'm going to feed cast identify on plants. I'm going to use the. I am using identify, but I am using my waking spellbook ritual spell thing that allows me to. Or wait, hang on. It might still take a minute for me to do it this way. Hang on. Let me double check. I might be breaking rules here. Yeah, so it'd still take a minute. Never mind. I'm not doing that.
Right.
So what are we doing instead?
Still don't mind having that there.
Is identifies cast time a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I thought it was just an action.
I know. Yeah, your turns have
Um,
been delayed because you've been so focused on this.
You got a Sharpie somewhere, Harm?
I mean, it doesn't work.
I'm talking about like an actual Sharpie, not a dry erase. I was just gonna write the numbers on these, but it's fine.
I'm alright. What are we doing, Zappa?
holding concentration.
Nice catch.
I'm doing that. Okay, what do I see when I look at it?
So look, so the
Because just like immediately, like what does the thing strike see?
so first thing's worth noting, he can't see into the hut. The hut
I mean
is-
more the plant.
The plant itself has 6 dragon fruit plants on it, but something that's interesting about the dragon
6?
fruit plants,
6?
it's exactly 6 dragon fruits. Something that's interesting about the dragon fruits though is they seem to almost have have a top to them, to where you could like rip off the top of it, like a
Acorn?
yeah, very similar to like an acorn. Almost like they have the growth that by which they're attached to the plant is similar to the top of an acorn. And it very much so seems almost distinct from the dragon fruit plant, especially because you've seen it before.
Oh, that's interesting. I could do that. All right. I'm gonna use casting through my manifest mind. I'm going to cast Mage Hand
Okay.
and grab one of them. I can't move it this turn, but I have to use my action next turn to move the hand.
Okay, so it's currently gripping one of the fruit.
So, well, I mean, ideally we pluck it, right? That's that.
Can it move after you do it? I would say yes.
Well, it just plucks it. I just want to know if I.
I'm still fine with that. It's
Okay.
got it's got 5 feet. As it pulls it off and effectively just plucks one of these fruit off, it immediately seems to start to shrivel and die in the hand, and within a moment it seems almost like crumble into the same black dirt that's on the ground on the back of the map there.
How do the hags look?
Does
Or-
the hag
And then
freak
it seems to fall into just where you have that acorn top that seems to have severed where the stem would normally be. In response to that, which roll me a d6.
Okay,
I don't know
D6.
which one it is. 2. In response to that, you would hear almost like a. And for you, right in front of you, the hag almost seems to like reel back for a moment. And what is normally that like frozen smile, where it seems almost like stuck with their gums, kind of just showing, has suddenly turned it almost like a straight face as it kind of like arches back. And for you, it's like almost like you're just like, that was a delayed reaction to my strike. But
That's the proper response.
But yeah, you simply hear the noise. You see that hag. It seems to almost like pull back a little bit. And then it was looking at you as you just attack it, and now it just looks at the back of that.
The hut?
Yes, it looks at the back of the hut.
Kind of look bad at the hut.
What are you doing, Paul?
Nate, are you?
Whoever's doing that,
that,
you need to stop.
Oh, it's Alexa's fucking dying. Like someone needs to like smack Alexa.
Well, it's
Go
not
down there and
Alexa,
like just
it's
smack the
Daniel.
top of the speaker.
It was weird because he was also shaking the camera. Okay. That's the end of your turn, yeah?
Yeah, that's everything.
Razu! I thought one of you guys were like tapping something with your foot. I apologize. What are you doing, Razu?
Okay, so
I think we just need to restart Alexa.
I mean, we're not listening through Alexa.
I'll pull.
That sounds like where it sounds coming from.
I saw the reaction, yeah?
No.
I didn't see the reaction.
You heard it.
On the bright side, that doesn't affect the string.
Would I have the knowledge of he plucked a fruit and they reacted?
You heard a sound in response to him plucking the fruit.
A scream of
He
soul.
doesn't even know. The only one who saw it was Terrence. He plucked a fruit, and then you heard a scream.
Okay, so I'm gonna chuck fucking short sword. Accuracy, try to cut one of the tips of the acorn off.
I don't even think you're within 60 feet right now. No, because Zephyr was. So you would be. Alright, go ahead and make an attack. I do not believe you're proficient at throwing short swords.
So he just adds his strength modifier.
Yeah, it's just straight your strength modifier.
Yep.
And you're at the maximum range.
So roll.
Disadvantage, add your strength.
Dear Lord.
What'd you get?
We got a 10.
A 10. As you're just like, I got this. And you throw it. As it
Into
just
the water?
into the water. It's like, I thought there was going to be wind on this plane. That's what Azu does, because there's no wind in the ethereal plane either.
The wind is not speaking to us.
As you have lost one of your short swords, go ahead and delete that.
Permanently go.
That was your action. In the future, I might recommend moving up and then trying to do that.
Why would you do that? That sounds way too intelligent.
Why? Wait.
You were at disadvantage because of the range.
You could have moved forward 40 feet.
20.
I didn't know that.
If you were to move forward to the 20-foot range, you would have thrown without disadvantage.
Interesting.
Throwing a weapon 20 to 40.
Raj is just like, I got this.
20 to 60.
Why
means
did you
that
move
20
forward?
Is accurate. 60
Because there's
feet is
water in the way.
max.
Go around it.
I centered it on that camera.
Shut up.
What are you doing? That was your action.
I'm going to move in front of Zephyr
You have to move yourself.
towards the
I can't really get over there.
side that bro disappeared.
Just stand up, dude.
And then... Why can I only see one of my blood curses? The fuck's my other blood curse?
What do you mean?
There's only
I assume he's gonna blood curse, so after that it's gonna be you, Google. So while he's trying to find his blood curse, what would you like to do? You do currently have a small, tiny, I was going to say feathered version, fairy version of one of these creatures tethered by your whip.
Bonus action, scroll all the way down.
Oh yeah, it's a reaction.
Okay.
If it's a reaction, scroll up a little bit. Keep going right there. Like cursor down.
Yeah. We shall see.
You're currently blessed. That is not a hit. First attack is a miss. Do you even have 2 attacks right now?
He's got a bonus action.
Multi-classed.
Two of them fighting.
So that would be your action. Would you like to move then? As it is a tiny creature, you can drag it. Because it's 2 size categories smaller than you.
No, because I would have
Grab the fruit!
I would have let go to attack it, and that means it's not tethered.
That is true.
Can you re-tether it with it?
If you hit it, you missed. Convenient. Okay, do you want to move? Bonus action? Okay. That brings us to their turn. Okay, so this one is now close enough. Enter into Razu Square, but it would not exit it. It would move up to here. And then this one.
Opportunity attack.
Oh! You can attempt to attack for opportunity that one.
Yeah, those definitely need like 3 more pennies.
The really tall ones, yeah.
I have to do like every
40
single
definitely
one,
hits.
other than these tiny ones.
He attempts to move away. It's going to fail. And it's just going to go back in range and move that point.
I can do it with my own.
We're fine. We got this.
It is 4 slashing, 5 fire.
Oh. 6 slashing. All right. Okay. So that one is just in your face. Is actually just going to attempt to attack you. It has. Okay, so it only has that in the hag form, so it has to use this one instead. I do believe that's going to hit with a 22. 22. Okay. You need to make a Constitution saving throw, actually.
Not have advantage, sadly. We are using
23 is a success, so that does not have any effect. So all that would happen is you would take 10 points of psychic damage. What that actually is, by the way, is it's trying to fly away and you're able to tether this fairy-like creature again. It kind of like seemingly frustrated turns back to you, and in the tether you're like trying to pull it from flying away as it just flies in close to you, and it in a moment you're able to realize that it stopped in front of you, but in the what it seemed to be the attack, it almost like seemed like it just ran into you and effectively hit your head and passed through it. And there was a moment where your head kind of hurt, had a little bit of a headache, and you kind of like are able to blink up, and the creature is now just in front of you, kind of flying 5 feet away. With that, it is going to the one that made it up.
Touch me?
It seemed to move through you.
But does it count as touching me?
It would, yes, actually.
So it has to make a
Constitution. And they have that's a 19 total. Okay. Zephyr.
So, Theron?
Nope, Zephyr. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Got blast.
Oh, I should have done this first. I'm an idiot. 24. That is a success. Okay, so you are not You are not affected by the negative effect of it, although I'm an idiot. As this version of the fairy-like creature comes up next to you, the creature itself, dude, you need to stop playing with that.
I'm not. It fell.
So tighten this.
As the creature comes up next to you, will you hand me the one that's behind there?
Gaylor, John.
Either one of you. Just
The opponent, yeah.
It was a little easier than me. I was like, give me a sec.
There appears to be a slight problem when it comes to maps.
As it moves up to you, Zephyr, and it is worth noting, as soon as it comes up next to you, it seems to go back into its full size again.
Hello.
As soon as it comes up next to you, it kind of like looks at you with that almost like open-ended smile again. And as it reaches its hands out to do that same kind of cage, it pushes the cage over you. And as the cage starts to close in, you, for a moment again, similar to when you heard the sound in this realm the first time, it starts to encroach on your mind. You start to hear that piercing sound before you're able to kind of shake it off, and you realize this like almost like collapsing cage around you, and you're able to like quickly as soon as you assess it, it's almost like the fingers just and pass through you, having seemingly no effect. That said, as you kind of like blink and you look, it kind of turns its head and then puts both its hands to the right and left of you, and then seems to detach from its wrist to where both of its hands just break off and at that moment, the ones in front of both of you guys have a similar like cage-like, the appendages of its fingers seem to grow up from the ground under each of those creatures and just seemingly pull it into the ground as all three of them appear adjacent to you. With that, the third one has a turn, and this is why I should have done this first, and I'm an idiot.
It's going around. So the fingers aren't going around me; they're going around.
No, it effectively almost like pulled it, allowing it to move.
Okay.
It allowed all of its allies to move adjacent to the target it was attacking. And then the last one kind of like looks at you, looks at your I suddenly can't remember what it's called, your form, your exterior form, and it kind of like
Manifest mind.
points at it, and it's going to go ahead and attempt to cast Dispel Magic. What level is your theory of mind?
Does that work? Does that work? Hang on. Let me look at this.
I actually need to know the answer to that, because if it doesn't, then it would actually do something else, because these things are smarter than me technically.
If someone casts a spell magic on it, if the awakened spellbook is destroyed... Wait. No, that's...
What's the spell called one more time?
Manifest Mind. So yeah, it does dispel it if someone casts a spell magic on it. Okay.
I just know it's immune to like a lot of things. So
it is pure magic, so it makes sense to spell magic would work.
it can dispel magic it.
What level is the spell?
It's not a level. It's free. It's
oh wait, it specifically says if someone casts a spell magic on it, it disappears. Okay, so yeah, as it points at it, it just very clearly said something in a language that you don't seem to understand. As it manifest mind vanishes.
I speak Minotaurian. Do I?
Was it Minotaurian?
I'll be like, hey, they know the time.
That's the end of their turn, though. That is Citharan's turn.
All right.
Well, actually, real quick, one other thing you would notice as well, specifically, this would be to Razu and to Zephyr, is as they appear next to you and it seems to dispel magic, the one that looks hurt, which is that one, by the way, that he's been attacking that's still in fairy form, at the end of its, what would be considered the end of its turn, seems to almost like look in front of it, and it's like it was looking to attack you, and then it seems to almost like pull in front of it like it's reaching to attack you or expecting to get hit again, and it seems to almost like pull something and brings it to its mouth, and then you see that black liquid again, almost like in a spurt off over its jaw. I'll also say in that moment, as it was all kind of done together, right before your magic was dispelled on your spell, you saw another one of the fruit disappear, as this thing seemed to, and it seemed to almost consume one of the fruit, and the cuts and burns on the creature seemed to slightly heal.
So do the 3 look the same, or does the one that screamed look different?
The one that screamed actually looks much more normal. There's the 2 that are like the very odd versions of it. They look almost alien, mutated, and then the last one looks very much so more like a hag. It's got more of like a human face. It still has the hollow eyes, the hollow mouth with that same smile, but its hands are more of like it looks like an older woman, wrinkly with a little bit of spindly fingers, but very much so more normal in the way that it looks.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to move behind the normal-looking hag, and I will flank it. And I assume that grants me advantage on my attack rolls?
It would.
Okay, I'm going to bonus action hex it, and then I will attack it twice with advantage. So that is a 25 to hit, and a natural 20 to hit, which is... So I was going to ask this, since you did this for Tronile, and this is important, and I forgot to ask this up until this point. So when you did it with Tronile, since he has so many spell slots, and he was smiting every attack, and you were saying that he'd have to smite before he rolled to crit. I only have 2 spell slots. Can I
specifically
smite
says
on crits?
in smite that you can choose to smite after critting.
Okay. Then I will smite on the crit. Okay.
So there's one exception to this. Technically, you roll 1 at a time and then choose to smite. You technically can't roll 3 times, get a critical on your third one, and be like, oh, I want to crit that one.
Gotcha.
It would be you attack your first attack, and then if you were intending on smiting this turn on your first attack, then I would say you smited your first attack.
I was planning on smiting the first attack.
Then yes, in that case, you would not smite the crit because you're technically supposed to calculate them 1 at a time, and you would decide what you're doing each time. Because we roll each time, you would just have to say, I am smiting this, or you just have to go into it planning to not smite, and then it crits, and you're like, wait, I'm actually going to smite that.
I gotcha.
So you can't
I
decide.
was going to cast a spell, but I'm still concentrating on my other spell, so that's why I decided to smite.
So yeah, if you were planning on smiting, you're like, I am smiting this turn, and then you were rolling, then I would say it would be your first attack that was smited. You can't choose which one it is after rolling multiple.
I gotcha.
Why wouldn't you just always hold your smite until the last attack?
Because you want to do more damage on the turn?
And in case you miss. If you miss your last attack, then no smite. Alright, so it is 68, which is 14.
Technically, the way that it's worded is you can
21.
choose to smite after an attack, after the roll is done, but before the outcome is determined. It's the way that a bunch of stuff is listed.
Which is 21, 28, 31, plus 6
I
is
agree.
37,
And with bless, you might as well.
plus
Yeah.
4.
I could definitely see the logic behind it, but in the way that he was saying he was fully planning on smiting, and it was going into his turn, that I would want the distinction.
41 points of damage on the first attack, and then the crit is 8 plus 12 is
Which one are you
20.
hitting?
The corporeal one.
The one that looks the most normal.
Yeah. So that is 20. So it's 39 plus 10 is this is half slashing, half cold. Did I need to separate that as I forgot?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember, but it's like half and half-ish. So
We'll call it half and half.
but on this one, I can separate this damage. So that is a d8 plus 6. So it's 8. So 16. So that is 22 points of slashing damage. And then 12 plus 11 is 23. Plus 4 is 27 points of cold damage.
Okay.
Are they resistant to cold or slashing? Out of curiosity.
The cold does not seem as effective as, again, as you also find purchase with your blade. Similar to when Gurgle had burned it with the fire, and the flames didn't quite seem to take as much effect. The cold also does not seem to bother it.
Okay.
I want no
and I
flavor.
assume they don't have any
Flame or
weapons?
cold don't work.
Fire and cold both seem to be less effective.
I assume they don't have any weapons of any kind?
They do not. They seem to be.
Do they have any items of any kind?
They have a pouch at their side, and they all seem to be wearing rags.
Can I attempt to disarm that pouch with my attack?
No, disarm is specifically noted to a weapon that you are wielding with your
Gotcha.
hands.
Okay, then that will be my turn.
Okay, that brings us to Tiku. You now have targets close.
Tiku, save me.
Tico doesn't like going first, but Tico will help. Maybe.
The one that's
Are you
closest to you has
inside?
actually been hit a lot, by the way.
Is it? Okay. Okay. I'm going to then hit the guy in front of me. And then I'm also going
I need to remember I have bless. It doesn't matter because it still hit both times, but still.
I guess I gotta hit the guy first. Hold this one.
Hit away, hit away.
Actually,
Can I
Tico's
borrow
gonna
some D8?
let out. Gonna move closer in between
Like 6 of
them.
them?
If you will move me, Paul or somebody.
Tiku, she wants to move in between the two dudes.
So, right here or right here?
Doesn't matter. I don't know if it matters anymore.
If you're here, you're attacking the target I was attacking. If you're there, you can't.
I'm gonna attack the target next to me because he's been hit a lot apparently. Right?
He actually hasn't at
There he
this
is.
point. I'm pretty sure I've done more damage to mine than we
False.
did to that guy. Really?
Uh-huh.
Black bears.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where I'm gonna move.
And Tico's gonna be like,
Battlestar Galactica.
we attacked them, but isn't there something to do with the fruit? Don't they don't die?
I will
and then,
say this. That might change your answer, Tiku. When we killed the fruit, that one became more corporeal. That's the reason why I attacked it. Almost as if it
If I move to the
became
other one though, I
untethered.
get an attack of opportunity. Don't I?
Technically, you didn't have to move there. You could have just gone
You
around
could have
it.
gone around it.
I guess that's true.
I would just.
That said,
you.
that's enough of that. Which one are you going for?
I guess I'll go for that one. I guess I don't know. Whatever one is fine. But I'm gonna still let out a demonic cry then. So any enemy within 10 feet of me, everybody gets advantage on.
Which is all 3.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
You too.
Oh, the one next to me is prone. If they're not immune to prone.
They're not mean to be prone.
25.
I don't think.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What's the range? Okay.
25 and then 12?
No. 25
Wait,
yes?
bless. I have bless. I forgot.
Yeah, bless.
50.
Nope.
Still no. Okay.
The AC is 16 or 17.
Does not get to hit that. Okay.
Or 8.
So I only hit them with
I get
one
it, 8.
then, which is a
So I
D8.
said 16.
Yeah, so.
This turn you stole all the D8s.
I would still do
Now you just start just drinking one of those every time we play.
A D8 plus.
That just might become a Friday occurrence.
Okay, so that's
That's fine. You're just falling asleep.
12 points of damage.
Within a short period, I am not.
12 points of damage.
What kind?
The lethal kind.
Slashing and
You have fire damage, right?
1 fire.
Nah, that can't be reduced. Okay.
So if
That's your
fire
action?
is part of an attack,
You rolled with
can it
advantage,
still
right?
be reduced?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
So if you do like slashing and fire damage, you roll like 1 fire,
As
6
part of it-
slashing. Can the fire be reduced since it's part of the attack? Okay.
so when I hit him, I'm going to
It's for the player, it's rounded up.
It's rounded in favor of players, but
Yeah.
so if like a monster did 1 fire damage, would it be 0?
when you
No.
it's when one to add the total to the damage.
Unless you have
roll?
resistance. In resistance, I would say yes.
can
If you
expend-
don't have resistance,
okay.
I'd say no.
I'm going to use maneuvering attack when I hit him. So I'm going to be like,
Run, Zephyr.
and I go whack it when I whacked him.
That allows him
So
to move up to his move speed, right?
yes.
Does it take his reaction?
I feel like TQ's like, I've seen this look in people's eyes before. They're hungry. They want to
I
eat you,
so
Zephyr.
it says I add the total to the damage roll again.
So you roll.
Oh, I
your
roll
superiority die, and
another
you add that
superior
to the
guy.
damage.
Okay. I was wondering about that. So add 6 more damage.
Okay.
Did you do a superiority die on the attack in the first place? Because you can only do 1 maneuver per attack.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So are you allowing him to run if he wants or no?
Yeah.
Does it take his reaction?
He can move up as half his speed without provoking action.
Does it take his reaction?
No, it would say you can use his reaction to move up at half speed. If it
No,
just
it's
says he
because
can
like I'm drawing their attention.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
You can move closer to the plant?
Well, no, it does use his reaction. Sorry.
Okay.
I already read it. Yeah, it does.
move. Apologies, it does use your reaction. You do have a reaction though.
Yeah.
15.
3 squares.
You probably don't want to end your turn next to me. Well, if you end your turn next to me, just don't start your turn next to me, so I will have to move if you do.
Is it not entering or ending?
It's just if you start your turn in my aura. Which is both convenient and not convenient.
I'm just gonna chill. Sorry, Tiku. I gotta chill for a second.
Seriously?
Yeah.
If you would like, because communication is a free action, I could say you could ask him if he wants to move, and he could say no.
I
and then
got
you could
this.
save the ability.
Does anyone else want to move?
I would not.
15 feet of movement.
Tiku moves up, and she's like, "Is anybody scared?"
No?
Not Tico.
I'll let you save it for the sake of
Okay.
communication. In the future, though, I will say it has to be communicated. So you can free action ask, and then if you don't and you just do it, in the future I'll say yes. Like you're gonna use it, but for this, especially because it's been 2 weeks since we played, I'm gonna say it's good.
Okay, well, minus 6 damage then.
Minus the 6 damage.
Yeah. Well,
I
because
forgot
I
to do
added.
it, so
Yeah. I'll go. Cool.
okay.
Cool. Never mind.
Terrence.
I'm going to use my bonus action to activate my Boots of Speed, which doubles my walking speed, making it 100 feet.
Jeebus. Pretty sure you can just get there. You technically have to go around unless you want to go through the water.
I still think he can still just get there.
Moving through those vines is difficult terrain. So not where you were, but like if you cut right here.
Oh, no. I'm good.
Is there a way to pierce
Which
cold
mine?
resistances?
Still.
Because that really cucks me.
He literally has gone. He's
Terrence!
almost- he's
That
gonna lap-
plant! Destroy it!
He's gonna.
This one?
No.
The gray one next to the hut.
Oh yeah, my
I'm going to do that. 2 attacks on the plant.
Okay, go for it.
First attack, 28 to hit.
It's a DC 10. It's really easy. Just don't nat one.
All right. So first attack has the radiant damage with it. 4, 9, 6, 15 slashing and 1 radiant.
Okay. First one dispatches one of the plants. You again are greeted by that same kind of.
16 to hit.
Yep. This time it's a different one. So the one that hasn't been hit yet.
5, 6, 11 slashing.
Still enough. You break 2 of the plants.
There are 2 left.
Same one actually. The one that hasn't been hit, and both of them seems to react on both. And then looks over at you.
What, the plant's looking at me?
No, the
Wraith.
creatures. The Wraith is a fairly good description. Okay, Zephyr.
I'm going to go and use the restroom. I'll be back.
No, he was
Oh
flipping.
yeah. No, sorry. He's not grabbing them. He's just
attacked them.
Okay.
He's doing what I said.
Yep. All right, my turn.
He wouldn't bonus action. Oh wait, no, he bonus action clicked.
What is this? What is the plan you refer to?
I'm gonna thunder step.
It's gonna hit your allies too, unless you want to use the thing.
It's fine in this case. Constitution saving throws.
Are you using the thing, or your allies getting hit?
They're getting hit. Those guys.
I'm
I'm not doing the big hit.
Okay.
I'm just.
Constitution saving throw from
gonna roll
Tiku,
damage.
Citharin,
It is a spell. Yes.
Razu.
Oh.
Natural 20.
And you have bless. So.
Don't need it.
Right. Before I say what I roll, you want me to roll from individually or one at a time? Sorry. Individually or as a whole?
Individually.
Okay, first one got a 19. Second one got a 16. Third one
That still passes.
rolled off of my board.
Save is 17.
Oh, really?
17, so success, failure, success.
Okay.
We all take half damage too?
Yes.
By the way, I have these hags numbered as 1, 2, and 3, so I was just doing them in order. So the one that failed is the 2 that have been attacked, or actually the 2 that failed, the one that hasn't been attacked yet is the one that succeeded.
That is a natural 1 on my concentration check. I'm no longer concentrating. That is sad.
I want to use my reaction to negate the damage.
Some sick damage on that one. All right. $36.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, the max is 40.
Where the fuck did my health go?
36 minus.
I passed the save, but goddamn! 17 is the
Constitution saving
DC.
throw of 17.
So 36 is a half would be
I was expecting the roll
18.
was 40.
18, yeah.
36?
40, 10,
Yeah.
and you just get so many?
Ouch! That's actually
And-
really freaking close.
It is thunder damage in case they're resistant.
No, he
Did
said
they let you go 60 feet?
Yeah.
Thunder is
90
affecting.
feet.
90 feet.
Yeah.
And item action, grab a fruit.
For the sake of these, because they actually
Action.
have an HP pool, I would actually probably say no.
What? I was able to do my mage hand.
I
Your mage
counted
hand
that
was
as
an
casting
action.
a spell,
Okay.
though.
Your mage hand was an action.
The way that this particular thing is designed is an action to take a fruit.
Okay. Fine.
Also worth noting, there's only 2 left. 'Cause you destroyed 2. You
Terrence
picked
destroyed
1,
2.
and one of them is gone.
One of them consumed 1.
And curious.
Oh,
Bonus action.
the one prone would have
Use
disadvantage
the-
on that save.
Tempting to leave this place.
You did roll at the beginning of your turn for that, right?
Oh no, I didn't.
The D4.
Do that.
Hiram. The prone one would technically have disadvantage on that saving throw, but yeah.
Well, it failed.
That's a
so
1, so I lose my first level spell slots.
that's unfortunate.
All of your spells.
No, I changed it because I think you went to the bathroom. It's a. I
would
thought
be a
about
little
that. That
too
was a
cancer.
little bit too.
Goodbye
Did you
for
heal your
first level
10
spell
HP?
slots.
Oh, yep, need to do that. Sorry.
Because you were in the ethereal plane when you started your turn.
I did that last round, but I didn't do it this round.
And I peace.
Okay, so you take it, and now you're back in the fog. The plant is still there.
With 2 plants? 2 fruit?
Also worth noting, you can see into the hut now. Now being within 10 feet, looking into the hut. A familiar sight for Trinity, although not that familiar for Zephyr, as you see what appears to be a large bag on one side of this small hut. There is a table along with a large cauldron.
titanium.
Along with a large thing or a large cauldron. The cauldron currently has something that is bubbling in it and almost like overflowing a little bit.
Deja vu.
As I said, familiar for
I need
Trinity.
to remove that from heat. It's overflowing.
There is a fire in the
I'm
cauldron
about
as
to
well.
get some more minions, guys. These
Some more
guys
homunculus.
are great inventory trackers.
Except now they're hostile.
The other ones were hostile too. Let's be honest.
Okay, Razu.
If I didn't keep them well fed, they were going to start attacking us. And then I gave one of them a position of authority. Probably not one of my best ideas.
Wasn't one of your worst ideas.
Almost exactly 60 feet.
Yeah, I'll just take the humanoid looking one.
Okay, it's prone right now, so you'd have advantage.
But Tiku's roar.
And Tika roared.
Does Bless count on this?
Yes.
I'm gonna use Great Weapon Master on all attacks this turn.
Okay. Ow.
That hits. So their AC is 16 or 17.
And a crit.
Nice.
Very nice.
Then I'm going to third attack.
What is his bonus action?
How much damage do you think it was?
So you use the reaction to negate it.
Oh, negate. Oh yeah, here's your shield master giving. Yeah.
I mean, it is.
That only works on dex checks.
It works on anything that you take
Minus
half
5
damage
right now.
on. If it's half damage on a success, it works.
Last attack is going to be A 13.
Nope.
Oh wait.
A hit and a crit. Roll your damage.
It definitely says dexterity saving throws.
Literally says if an effect allows half damage on a success, you can use a reaction to take no damage.
If you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you can use your reaction to take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw.
Yeah, if you read the whole thing.
Damage.
That's weird. The
I'm working on it.
the short description of it.
Doesn't include
say-
that. It's disappointing, yeah.
Oh, that's dumb.
You also can only add your shields to the saving throw if it's a dex based as well.
Which is most of the time.
Except for in this case.
What type of damage?
I guess
did
it's
you do?
thunder damage.
It's thunder,
It's thunder.
Yeah.
also known as sound.
Which
I
is
gotta
why it's a
use
constitution.
reactive
not a-
resistance
and not a
instead.
dexterity.
Which halves it to 9.
I'm gonna start making you roll on the computer, man.
Because it'll do all the math for you.
I was 18.
I'm gonna start making him roll with the computer because he apparently can't do math
36
at the
half to
table.
18 because you passed.
And then I'll half it
Does
again.
it double
but
the great weapon
still
master
lame.
damage?
No, it only doubles the dice, and it also doesn't double the dice.
It maxes
just
it
adds
out.
whatever the maximum number of the dice is.
So 3d6 would max out at 18. So it'd be 18 plus whatever you roll.
76, 12 of which is cold damage.
Yeah,
All
the short
right.
description doesn't say that, so I didn't realize.
A fire damage.
How much was the first attack?
How much was the first attack?
You might kill it.
First attack was 20.
Got it. That does mean the second attack would go. Let's see. Like, first attack was 28, so 48 was the second attack. Okay. So in your first strike, is you take your scythe and effectively just stab into it as it's on the ground. As soon as you do it, kind of just and it holds its hands over, and then it seems to almost like fall back. And for a moment, you're like, I killed it, and you go to swing at the other one before it seems to. And the black liquid again almost seems to like pulse from its mouth, almost like when you spitting up blood. It kind of splats all out from under its mouth. Zephyr would see an additional fruit disappear.
Zephyr and Terrence.
Zephyr and Terrence, who are both next to it. So there's now one fruit left. As this thing kind of like looks over at you and starts to look about. And at this point, it's the first time it seems slightly concerned. Okay. With that, it is.
And then I crit the human one that just woke up again.
Yes, and then I had to just stab it again. You attacked what is a new HP pool.
Dabby time.
48, but some of it was cold damage.
Gurgle!
Wait, 9 was cold damage, so half to 5. So 43 points of damage.
Okay.
It only took 43
You
points
stay
of
up
damage
so
because you
late
didn't
all
do
the
that.
time, but you're always dead during game week. Yeah.
Did you hear what I said, Hiram?
Nope.
It only took 43 damage because some of it was cold.
How much of it was cold?
I guessed 9 because total was 12. And half to 5, so 43. Or it'd be 44, but
You
yeah.
have advantage on the attack without reckless attack control.
You don't have to reckless.
What'd you get?
Yeah, bless, right?
15 on which target were you going for?
So bless?
That is a miss on that guy.
Bless? Bless?
Did you roll bless?
You
D4?
Okay. Sad.
And very shitty roll. Very shitty roll actually the last 2 sessions.
Where's your karma, man? I thought you were like Mr. Karma.
last 6 rolls, my highest roll has been a 4.
That's unfortunate.
Bro,
Sorry to hear that.
Missed with a
Okay.
plus 11 bless.
All right. So as it looks at each of you, as it kind of like quickly takes a glance and seems to assess the situation, specifically the one that's on the ground,
Plus 6.
you being the main one to see this, Razu.
Plus.
The one on the ground
DC
seems to,
that's not that
he's not even
bad.
paying attention.
Nope.
You have a bad habit of this. The one that you currently just stabbed, you're the one who actually sees this the most, as it kind of like looks around, and again, in more so of like a little bit more of a panic, and as it kind of like looks around, like, And it takes both of its hands, and it almost seems like it's compressing something. You being on the material plane actually get to see this. You actually get to see what happens here, as all the fog seems to and starts to pull in a direction specifically towards that point. For you guys, it almost just seems like there's a almost like a spiritual-like silhouette that it starts to pull into its hands. And as it does it, the other two creatures that are right next to it, both of them also and seem to pull into whatever this almost an amalgamation of power essence is, and it kind of compresses it into a little ball, and it looks at you, and it's kind of got a frozen mouth and a smile looking at you, and where it's like gums with that black liquid are, teeth immediately jut out, just almost like spiking out into what is much more of like a feral smile as it goes, time for the next round. And then it shoves whatever this amalgamation of power into itself.
Round 2. Fight.
Now,
Dinner left.
things, it's so hard.
Oh, did they consume each
Yeah,
other?
It consumed the other two.
Oh.
As the other two creatures
Oh.
seem to
In case
almost morph with this creature, it isn't like it just grows and gets more powerful. You watch as the teeth kind of sprout from it, and from one of its side of its face, almost like its cheek, another head with a neck seems to grow out of the side of its cheek. Its arm seems to almost like split in half and separates into two arms. Then one of the arms grows an additional limb off of that arm. In a similar fashion, the left arm seems to break off into 4 separate appendages, leaving it with what is 7 arms and 3 legs, as one of its legs also seems to split. They're also of varying sizes. Each arm is very much so not the same size at all. It's got the head that seems to grow out of the side of its cheek, and then it's got one more that almost seems to form in like its chest cavity, where the cloth-like material seems to almost like fade away from it. What's up?
I don't know if it's pertinent, but before it transformed, it took 4 points of cold damage.
It would be, actually.
Okay.
Okay, so it's going to take 2 points of cold damage. Now, here you go, Nate. This is quick maths. There you go. I just added 4 numbers together. What are you doing? Okay. As it all seems to amalgamate
Bro,
together,
6 different rolls.
it seems at this point the mist is completely gone. You can now see normally across the plane, and it is going to use Nightmare Haunting on each of the creatures adjacent to it.
Myself, Tiku, and Razu.
Yes, you are out of range. It does not have reach. So as it's kind of standing there, it looking at each of you, one of the arms kind of reaches out and grabs each of you. I need all of you to make intelligence saving throws.
Is it a spell?
Yes, this is a spell.
Let's go.
Is it dex based? I get advantage on those.
You're not even there.
13.
I just heard you all.
That's fair. All of being these 3. 13's a failure.
With how much damage has been done, I might go down.
22.
22 is a success.
Sorry.
Intelligence saving throw.
Sorry.
Jeebus, Kayla, you were distracted.
Yeah, sorry. Ooh, intelligence. I still get advantage, right?
Yes. No,
No,
that
I
broke.
lost concentration.
That broke on this turn.
Okay.
It
Well, last turn,
broke
technically.
because of him.
His thunder step
Do I
broke.
get a bless though, right?
The
do
one
still have
time I
blast.
needed it.
19.
19, that's good. So that's a success. So it was. Sorry, you were the one that failed that? Okay. I'm even like, you're going to let you roll this for me. Roll a d6.
I'm curious. No, I would have failed either way. So you're fine this time, 5.
Ugh. Your intelligence score is reduced by 5. Fuck! What does that bring it down to?
5?
That is past the point of full sentience. You lose the ability to speak. You lose the ability to cast spells. You effectively would lose the cohesive thought of human. That ends at 6. You would now be more of like a feral creature.
Tiku was already a feral creature.
What you guys actually see as well is as it reaches out its hands, as it grabs you and Razu and Tiku, as it grabs each of you, you feel like for a moment, you're cast back to a point in your life. Very happy point, actually. Tiku, you were currently, at this point, this would be when you were first growing up, when you first discovered your love of cooking. As you were being taught to cook for the first time, before the incidents happened where your village had fallen apart, the dragon had left, and the safety of what was your village had been effectively destroyed. A place in your mind that you would have loved to return to, something you've been seeking to return to. However, in that moment, as you are cooking that meal, you realize that this isn't real and you still need to find this again for your family, and you're able to shake it off. For you, Razu, you find a place in your mind back when you were younger, still before you thought about really anything. All you thought about was playing and doing what your father said. As you experimented on new, different tests, continued to improve your strength. But again, for you realize this wasn't, for you it's more of like, this isn't my potential. I know what I can be, I can't stay here.
Do you have a long cord?
However, kind of accurately to lore, Cytherin, you find yourself with your wife and daughter before you had been taken. In a life semi set apart from the ways of the pirate life that you had before everything seemed to go awry. You're living happy days in your house in that small village. And yes, that is technically where your mind is. For you currently, you are effectively a feral creature. You will attack the closest thing to you until it is dead. Lastly, as it reaches out and grabs each of you, you guys are able to shake it off and quickly pull the hand away. As it grabs Cytherin, it does not only does it not pull away, but you watch as its hands on its shoulder, or on his shoulder, as it grabs, its fingers sink in, not piercing blood, but seemingly melding and starting to fuse with his shoulder.
Just an option if you wish to take it. Would the serpent do anything here?
It might. Not yet is the answer. Okay. I need to combine this to one. That is the end of its turn. It is Cytherin's turn. Are you adjacent? You're only adjacent to it. Your concentration on your spell would end. You're no longer capable of spell casting, so you would just melee attack.
So I have a question here. So Hex is innately a part of me because it is the feat I got as being a human. Can I still use it?
Does it require concentration?
Yes.
Then no.
Okay.
I programmed Kayla's finger into it.
Oh, yes, I can do it.
Alright.
Smack a fool.
Oh, it died. Rip. You are still closest to the creature, so you would still attack it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. One other thing that you also noticed, the skin on Cytherin's face seemed to almost like shrivel a bit, and the face on its chest seems to start to protrude a little bit more, almost like the head is growing out of it.
Life's going great over here.
It's gross.
You're just like, we're dealing with the fruit. We're about to take this thing down.
Alright.
Oh, you straight up can't see it. You're on the material plane.
I let out
the terrestrial
a
plane, as it is.
guttural scream, and I just slash it twice.
Go for it.
With advantage still, because it hasn't been Tiku's turn yet.
That is correct. Until she determines that you are not an ally.
27 and 22.
Both hit.
For a total damage of, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tiku, you will be next.
That is very
Is he
low.
attacking right now?
2,
He's
4,
not
6,
now
12.
anymore, right? Who is he hitting?
He's still attacking it. I just said, like, if he were to attack you, you might not consider him an ally anymore.
31, 41.
It's not that he's doing something that would negate that. However, you do see, also worth noting, he is like very clearly, he seems to be yelling. He seems to just have drool, almost like froth at the side of his mouth. There is something very clearly off with him.
wait.
It's hard to say if it's like he's been sent into like a berserker's rage and just doesn't seem like, it's hard to tell if it's like an anger or what it is. All you can tell is that even as you're like kind of talking to him, you're like, Zidane, are you okay? And he just does not react, and he just starts wildly swinging his sword.
To the point, I would even say he's holding it two-handed. He's never held his sword two-handed before.
I'm down for it.
As I basically, just the Titan meme of incoherent screaming.
So do I see him attacking Tiku?
You're on the ethereal plane currently. He's not attacking Tiku.
He's not
He's attacking the
attacking
creature. He just looks very weird in how he's attacking it.
20 points of slashing, 21 points of cold.
For what it's worth, you would not register this, but for everyone else, the cold seems completely ineffective now.
Fuck! I need a way to negate that!
Okay, that brings us to Tiku. What would you like to do?
It's still not dead. It became even worse.
It did seem to morph into some truly abominable figure
I
now.
can't sit there and rabies.
That's a fairly apt description.
We gotta deal with that sometime soon, but I guess I'll just keep working it.
Tiku says, I guess I will hit it.
Make it into lunch.
Hitting it, right?
Huh?
At least it's still hitting it, right?
I guess it's true. I'm going to, I guess, yep. I'm going to
Let out another demonic cry. Ah!
Read the description of that for me again.
let out a cry at enemies within 10 feet of you. Until the start of your next turn,
Okay.
you and your
I just needed
allies...
the beginning of that. I just needed to know if that would apply to Cytherin. He has not attacked anyone yet, so currently you don't consider him an enemy.
Oh, I just don't have the
Just tell me if basically what this is. It's not that something's going to happen. Tell me if you, at any point you no longer consider Cytherin an ally.
Okay. Is that a cry at your enemies? Yes, I don't know.
Yeah, just at any point if you determine that Cytherin is no longer your enemy, just let me know.
Okay.
That's it. Go ahead and make your attack. We'll have advantage. I'm gonna need you to roll higher this time, Paul.
15.
You're struggling.
8 plus, so.
You got it.
Oh,
Let's go
wow.
hit.
Oh. Okay, maybe I need a plus on this one.
Jumped out.
I keep jumping out. Eventually I do need
No, I just know it's less fun when you're not hitting anything.
Oh, nice.
So for your
Okay.
own sake of your own fun, I need you to roll higher.
8 or 16 plus 4 is 20. Dirty 20?
Yep.
Okay.
And we get a copyright strike.
I'm just thinking of like.
Next session will be more attuned to the way you like to go.
I'm just thinking
12
of like.
points of damage and 1 fire.
I still go and give
It is
that
not
ball a bear
immune to fire
hug.
damage. In fact, your fire damage seems
Her shit.
completely normal now.
It's not that bad.
Nice. Alright, and then 10 and
Because
4.
you still
so
have
I
the
guess I
human
could just do
vocal cords.
14.
We're not
True,
trying to
but
break them.
Yeah, it doesn't
Resistance
matter.
to fire.
From another perspective, it
effectively
could be
negated
you in
so that you
so
get immunity
much
to cold.
pain. It's putting you in so
I
much
see.
pain that you just
Sorry, one more time.
smacking until it
14
dies.
is for the second hit, yes.
Let me hit it till
And
it
then
dies.
I don't want to use that.
Does anybody need to move?
It's after I hit, so.
Does anybody want to move?
Oh.
Does anybody? I'm gonna.
You let the dog out.
No, good. Yeah, that's it. That's all Tiku's gonna do.
Okay.
Hit it twice. And
That brings us to Terrence. There's one fruit left on this. If you'd like to do anything with the fruit, you will all. Nope, never mind. I was going to say you're staying on separate planes.
All right.
Sounds like a zombie.
So is everybody back on the prime plane?
No, actually, it's just him. Everyone's still on the material plane, or the sorry,
Ethereal plane.
the
Ethereal plane?
The I was going to say the land in between. That's not what I was saying.
It is the land in between.
I think it is. Yeah.
Well,
The land
everyone
before
except-
time.
No, because Elden Ring is the lands between, and it's very close to
We
that.
were there.
So it's the land
I
in
saw no
between.
dinosaurs.
Don't tell me that. Now I got to change it.
All right.
No.
Don't you want to know that?
Well, we can't call it the upside down because that's Stranger Things. So maybe we call it the right side up.
Sunny side up.
All right. I'm just gonna continue to attack the plant.
Just call it limbo.
Okay, make your first attack. There's only one left, so if you succeed on the first one, you only need to make one of your attacks.
Like, honestly, my attack bonus hits it.
It's just if you roll.
If you roll natural one, it's auto miss.
All right, well, it's my first attack, so it adds a d8
Good.
for 16 slashing and 8 radiant.
That is enough. So the last fruit is you take it and you just slash through it. Again, as soon as it separates, it seems to and almost deteriorate into that sand. Is it?
I assume Zephyr sees that as well.
Yes, actually, the plant would be stagnant between both plants.
Wait, am I able to pick up one of the halves before it hits the ground?
I mean, you're able to quickly reach your hand,
Yeah.
out, but it's not about hitting the ground. Even though it's hit your
ash
hand,
when it hits your hand.
seems to disintegrate into your hand. The fruit specific to this plant seems to just
Not be able to exist.
No, I was just thinking like he's like 6 hours stuck. Trying to eat it.
Like eating the ash.
Okay, so that was one of your attacks. You technically still have one left. What would you like to do?
There's no other enemies or anything to attack next to me?
Nope. It just so there was the plants, but you've killed all the fruit. Murder the fruit. It is all dead.
All right, I'm going to, since my boots are still active, I'm just going to move around the pond and
Nathaniel, will you go ahead and just move Terrence? He can just get there.
attack the...
If you can reach it, that's fine too.
Yeah, not quite. Maybe.
Nathaniel or Paul.
And second swing on big scary monster.
Abomination?
Yeah.
See, this is why when
a
you're
dirty
like...
20.
It's definitely gonna hit. This is why when you were like, we're 99% sure it's a hag, I was like, is it a hag?
Zephyr still thinks it's a hag. He doesn't know any better.
It's kind of a hag.
14
I
slashing.
still think it's a hag.
14 slashing.
And then I'm going to use my bonus
It's
action
a hag
to
that freaking gore it. Had sex with
gore it
Same.
and force it to make a strength saving throw.
21.
Hold on, let's see, pull up my thing. Horns. 18 to hit.
18 hits.
It's a hag that had sex with Hiram's
For 9
nightmares.
points of piercing.
True.
And
How many points of piercing?
9.
Okay.
And where are you?
There's some weird nightmares then.
I mean, you're the one that made this
when
thing.
you were describing this shit, I was like, came straight out of Firearms Nightmares, dude.
I can't even remember the last time I had a dream, actually.
Oh, that's in my traits and
That's
features.
weird,
That's why
because
I
I have a
can't find
dream
it.
like every other.
So I got a 21 on the strength save.
All right, yeah, I know. I'm pulling up. I think you saved.
We're not.
Okay, while he's figuring that out, because that would be the end of it, what are you doing, Zephyr?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
so explain to me at the hut again. There's a cauldron, bag.
Oh, it's a
So there's a...
strength saving throw?
Yeah, strength saving throw, and
Okay,
it was
yeah.
21.
All right, yeah, saved.
There's a cauldron that seems to be bubbling over with like a foam. There's a large bag that is currently open and seems to have some materials that are spilled out. And then there's a table, and on that table there's an assortment of separate, funnily enough, familiar fruits, as well as what appears to be a large bowl that has something in it, like some kind of, it almost looks like a stew.
Well, the classic Zephyr thing to do in this case is to fireball the whole building.
You're gonna fireball the hut? The inside of it?
Sure, with lightning.
Okay. As you catch a lightning, nothing in there can save. Go ahead and roll damage.
Max it out.
No, I'm just doing a 3rd level. All right, I'm just gonna hit the button.
What if there was something cool in the bag and you broke it?
26.
26.
Well, if it's magical stuff, it's probably fine.
Is enough. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Scary.
Yeah.
Scary. Wait, I have less. Probably still not enough. Oh yeah, definitely not enough. I have enough for pluses on this. 10.
Nice.
Oh no.
So you definitely failed. Well, those are really low though.
Did the cauldron explode back?
Yes. You did enough damage to explode the alchemical.
Did you add bless to yourself?
Jesus, that is so low.
Oh, thank God.
I rolled so many 1s and 2s in that. Okay, so it's 41 points of force damage.
That was low.
That was low, actually.
Yikes.
Yeah, and at this point,
So
I'm
You see the hut explode?
okay, like, you should just grab the hut.
Wow.
Just, like, split it and put like the lid over there. Put that over there.
I don't think you heard what Trinity said.
I'm unconscious.
Barely.
So you're going in this direction.
He's in the terrestrial plane.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
I
don't know that he fucking
And
died.
he's right in front of the door, so he would go directly back
He would fly into the lake.
into the water.
Oh,
Okay.
it's actual water on the terrestrial plane.
So,
Doesn't
worth
mean
noting, you
it's
still couldn't
drowning.
see through the water, but yeah, Zephyr just back into the water.
Shows up.
So on the on the land in between, you would see the hut just seems like it just kind of, and like you see the explosion. There's no sound or anything like that, but you can still see like the almost like an echo of the material plane as the whole thing just. You don't see Zephyr, but all the materials. Worth noting, both the trees are completely fine and stationary.
Zephyr just notes that as he's like, oh shit. Passes out as he hits the water.
Okay.
Well, guys, I'm going for a swim.
They don't even know you're drowning technically.
That's so disappointing because I could free cast breathing water.
Okay. That's Roger's turn.
I do that every day.
Well,
Some good old smack. Some good old smack.
How do you live through this?
I don't know.
He
You guys finish the fight and just come out and just never see him again. He's just gone.
as we're like looking around, the body just boom.
So, I lose blessed though, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone, that's how we know we're
yeah.
not blessed,
That's
and we're just
true,
like,
yeah.
oh shit.
Oh,
something
I would say
happened to
that's
Zephyr.
true.
Yes,
You lose
that's
blessed,
right.
so I will say you guys are able to infer from the loss of bless that he at
Something
least got
happened.
hit.
Something happened.
So,
Probably with the hut kabooing.
someone gonna help Zephyr? Like,
Literally, as you say that, just sit there and he just is attacking this creature.
He's in the normal world.
I'm gonna let Terrence.
Yes.
'cause Bro's attuned.
He is on the terrestrial plane.
Bro's attuned to his rock.
I accidentally closed out my monster.
Some smack.
Trying to restart
Or
my
the
music.
froggy.
Great weapon master. Boom.
I have advantage because I yelled.
That is 21.
21 hits.
Second smack. $15.
Nope.
Unfortunate. $30.
30 points of damage. Split up how?
3 points cold.
It's immune to cold right now.
So 27 damage.
Okay.
Then blood curse.
Worth noting, it looks great.
Blood curse of bloated.
I'm glad. He's looking great.
Okay.
He now.
Did something happen to the creature when the plants died or anything?
No. So the creatures do not seem to be this creature did not seem to react to the plant dying.
Okay.
Well, to you, that creature did not seem to act like the plant dying. And technically, Terrence wasn't close. Technically, he would have seen that the mouth on the side of the face that's facing backwards that's growing out would have, again, grimaced and been like... It also... so, technically, he can see this, but we'll see Terrence kind of sees this, and as you're engaged with it, moving around it, you can kind of see it too.
the face that's growing out of the side of its head almost looks like it had a stroke. Like part of its face no longer seems responsive.
Wait.
To the point that like it definitely had effect.
So, yeah, blood curse of Leotard, agony. He has disadvantage on strength and dex checks, and if he makes more than one attack on his turn, he takes 1d8 necrotic attack damage for each extra attack.
Isn't it just one?
No, it's every single one he does over one.
Virgo.
You're just doing the base version of it where it just lasts the round.
Wait, I lied. You were right. It's just one. So if he makes more than one,
It just takes one instance of damage.
That makes much more sense. So that'd be very strong.
So what visually did it look like when this thing?
It's essentially got a dumb face.
No. This hut disappeared.
You just watch the hut just.
Take building.
I think you're watching a movie with
Take
no sound,
explosion.
and you just watch the building just.
Or like.
Technically, it's in many more pieces than that. I just can't separate it into more pieces than 2.
and then we lost Bless, so we know Zephyr probably was in there.
Something happened when that building went up in flames. Oh, I'm sorry. Up in electricity.
It's blue.
Make an intelligence check. We'll see if you're able to infer that maybe he got fucked.
Can we see inside of the hut now?
There's nothing there. You can see the area. It's got black dirt.
Might need to do like an investigation check, right?
Like it destroyed everything. His thunderbolt already did enough damage that would at least damage or destroyed most of it. But then he blew up the cauldron, which was literally full of a magic spell, and that whole thing just chain reaction, kaboomed.
Nope.
Your first thought is, Zephyr must be engaged in combat. I'll have to help him out after we finish with this. What'd you get? Surely not another miss.
On the investigation?
Oh no! I thought you were attacking.
Yeah.
It's not an investigation. This would just be
Straight intelligence.
yeah. It would just be okay. So
That was a 3.
so you have no idea. What are you doing?
Hitting it.
Okay. Don't miss again. You have advantage. Tiku roared.
Advantage, no blast though.
27.
Certainly does.
That's what's going on. It's so ironic, just like Zephyr disappears, never to see him into the swamp.
I guess he got concerned about the swamp.
Some random like alligator creature just comes and picks off the.
17.
A snake was in the water.
I mean, I kind of assumed there was going to be something in the water. It's kind of why I threw a rock in it at the start.
What makes you think there isn't? Okay.
I say there isn't. I
Wanna
still
move?
think there's something in the water.
Yeah,
There's
Zephyr.
no way Iron would just put water there.
Yeah, to let me drown in it. It was all part of his
that was
plan.
gonna happen.
Okay.
It's not tied to giant ass fucking pet snake.
Well, it is going to take damage because it is just going to go ahead. Does it focus? All right. Actually, wait. No. Oh, I didn't roll the d6 last turn.
It takes 4 points of cold damage when it starts its turn, Hiram.
Isn't that concentration?
No, that's free.
Oh, well then, no it doesn't. I should really realize this thing has advantage on saving throws against magical effects.
Rip.
Yo, that's me.
Okay, it is... So yeah, it is just going to attack. It is going to make 7 attacks.
Okay. Skull, 2 necrotic damage. Skull?
For all 7 arms.
And it is intelligent. It also can sense life force. You are also just the weakest right now.
Is it affected by the blinded condition?
Yes. Blood curse on the eyeless.
Are you gonna?
You can't.
It's his reaction.
As a reaction, when you see a creature within 30 feet, you use your action to roll a d6 and subtract it from the result of each the creature's attack roll. Amplify this curse to do it until the end of its turn. Rolling
That's not
separately for each.
Basically, it is immune to that
It's immune to this curse if it's
immune to the
immune to
blinding
blind.
condition.
Oh.
So
Got
he's basically minusing a d6 to every roll if he's amplifying it.
Yes. Because fuck that shit.
Just have Hiram roll with each d20, roll a d6. It's basically got the bane.
That's probably better, yeah. Okay, we're gonna go. Yeah, it's just gonna attack all of them on you. 15.
Misses.
Misses. Oh, that's so sad. I think it still hits though. 19.
Misses.
21.
Hits.
2.
Misses?
3 attacks. 10.
That's 5 attacks.
Was it 5?
Yeah.
No, 4. I'll believe it. It's 4. So it's hit you once.
Yeah.
It's a natural 20.
Wow.
Luck.
He's attacking me.
Yeah.
I mean, I can still do so.
No,
No, I
only
can't.
if they're
That
attacking
features
you.
only if it's
And
attacking
22.
That hits.
Okay,
so
so
2 hits and a crit.
3 hits.
But,
one of them
portents?
is a critical. That would work,
I
but
tried.
no.
It does go hit, crit, hit, and he might. He's guaranteed to down me with the crit. Is all I'll say.
First attack is 8 damage.
Never mind. He might not down me with the crit.
Second attack is
You have
31.
silvery barbs?
Are you silvery barbings?
I can celebrate those.
Apparently he's silvery barbing the crit. So roll it one more time.
in the future if it's not done before I'm rolling damage.
He said it.
not gonna allow.
I think he said it. But.
Did before you started rolling damage.
It's still gonna hit though with a 22. That means you take 16 off of 31. So
So what was that? 15?
yeah, 15. And the last attack is fairly close to max damage at 21.
We live those.
Oh gosh.
Your intelligence is also reduced by 1 every time you got hit.
So I have 2 intelligence.
Your intelligence is
Zero
removed to 3.
intelligence done, don't you just die?
Yes.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you go to 0 of any.
Hey,
stat,
I'm
you just
sure I at
instantly
least
die.
blocked 2 of them for you.
Oh, 100%.
That's not
Oh, you blocked like 3 of them actually. I rolled like 4 6s. In fact, it's literally got a 6 right now.
Even looks more feral than he did before.
Not only does he look more feral, but he's also starting to like almost like slouch a little bit.
his
starting to
his like
leave.
jaws like hanging open. Hey.
I would straight up just say his jaws open, his tongue's hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah,
That's the end of its turn, though. It is your turn. At this point, it has reduced your intelligence modifier below 5, which means that it gets to choose what you're doing now.
What
You are
the
now an
fuck?
extension of it, so it has you turn and attack Terrence, being the closest target to you.
So I was going to ask this, as I was going to ask this when I could attack it, even though it doesn't make a difference. My invocations do not require any components whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But they are still magical, and you said I couldn't cast spells.
So it literally says when you're looking through the stats, anything below 6 intelligence can't cast spells.
All right, but like my smite is still it's not a spell. It
If
just
it
says
so my answer is if it consumes a spell slot, you cannot use it. If it
So
does
smite.
not consume a spell slot, then I would say you can use it.
smite does consume a spell slot.
You
so
could not smite.
All right.
So your intelligence score is 6.
No, it's 2 right now.
So he can't even talk.
No,
I couldn't talk before. I have been
Out of 2,
incoherently screaming.
he can't even understand speech.
Yeah. That's what
I
we're
have
saying.
been
That's why we're making the
incoherently
jokes of him just
screaming.
swinging his sword wildly at the thing. He's completely incoherent.
I completely misunderstood what was happening.
He's also attacking you now.
Is he?
Did you reckless?
No. I haven't been able to rage.
You started the fight rage.
He didn't get hit though.
Well, I didn't get hit
He
in
took
one round.
damage from the psychic.
No.
No, that was the second.
He took damage, but then he ran away. Then the spell ended. Then he ran. And
Continued running and
He's done damage every turn
no, I haven't.
No,
because he took the psychic.
There
damage
was
the very
one.
first
There
turn.
was
that he
one
got
round where
frightened,
all I could
He
do
doesn't
was
take damage
move.
immediately. You get
And I
frightened
wasn't near
when it
enemy.
hits you, And then at the end of your turn, you take damage. And he had raged.
Either
and,
way,
yeah,
like,
the answer is
he's
it's gone.
tracking it, right?
Also,
So
attack him.
this is-
You do not have reckless.
At least I'm
Or sorry,
almost back at
advantage.
full health. I'm 2 away from full health.
Okay, I assume I heal the 10 health for being in the ethereal plane, at least. I'm gonna roll a d4. That is a 3, so I do get the spell slot back, even though it's not gonna matter. Alright, and 2 attacks on Terrence. That is a cocked dice.
That'll miss.
19 to hit and a 15 to hit.
So 1 hit, 1 miss.
Okay, so you take... I assume you're not resistant to slashing
Oh,
or
wait, no.
cold damage?
Are you raged?
Not raged.
He's not raged currently, so currently he's not resistant to anything.
So this attack basically blindsides you as Cytherin was literally slashing into this creature. His all of his skill, all of his finesse in combat just gone out of the window. Just the pure blood fury in his attacks as he almost on a dime just spins and just slashes you up the stomach. The second attack you barely able to dodge as you take 8, 14, 16, 26 points of damage.
Cool.
One thing I would add to that as well is as he's swinging, it's like he's going to swing at this thing, and then you watch its hand that's currently melding into him seems to almost like spike out, almost like veins, like black veins that kind of all throughout his body, and he goes to swing, and then almost in like a supernatural fashion, just immediately just like pivots at like rapid speed. Just
Is it controlling me to the best of my capability?
No, it's just making you attack.
Okay. Then I will not disarm him.
Okay. Tiku. Is he still friendly?
The rabies is spreading. Someone doesn't know what to do with that.
Is he friendly? Or now is he dangerous? Too dangerous?
Wait. My invocations is what is allowing me to attack twice. Oh wait, no, because you never mind. It's not a spell. Never mind.
Again, consumes a spell slot? No. Doesn't? You're good.
Yeah.
What we doing, Tiku?
I'm gonna.
I have a question actually.
On this guy.
So
yeah.
Maddening Hex, as a bonus action, you can
This
deal
time I'm gonna
4
do it
psychic
without
damage
it, so
to
I'm
a
gonna
target.
Sorry.
There's 4 psychic damage to a target cursed by your hex spell. You can see within 30 feet. Is it controlling me entirely?
Not yet.
Then I'm going to bonus action Maddening Hex it to do 4 points of damage.
I'll allow that.
I'm gonna go one more time.
The small bit of sentience that you have is used in anger to slash back out.
I'm gonna cry one more time, and I would consider him hostile. So yes, he would be.
Okay,
affected
so
by
people would
this
have
as well.
advantage versus this abomination or against the Theron.
Somebody do something about that.
Tell me on a scale of
I
like
would say I'm the fair one.
1 to 80, how are you feeling?
I'd probably say about 24.
Cool.
God, that's well. Yeah, a 10. Yeah, that's not gonna hit.
You thought his attacks were going to do a bunch of damage, but no, they're much worse.
What the crap? I rolled 2 2s and 2 4s. Back to back.
What's that to hit on the 4s?
Like a 12?
Yeah, that's going to miss. As Tiku roars and she's like attacking the creature and just looking at there and she's like, what is happening?
All I've been saying, this is Zephyr's fault. I had advantage.
And then I'm going to action surge and be like, I still got that shit.
The question is, are you looking at the creature now or are you still looking at there? This creature, so there it's really throwing her off. She's like, what the fuck? 13 minutes.
God,
You guys are rolling horribly across the board, by the way.
I have not missed an attack
Okay, 19.
other than one on him.
So at least I hit
Still counts as
one
rolling
hit.
horribly if you fail the really bad rolls to fail.
I rolled a 10.
Freaking 1 hit, man.
Sucks.
I just have a +0 to intelligence.
Welcome
And
to
now
fighting
you-
intelligence.
Oh my gosh.
And now you have like a
This is
negative
terrible.
4.
This is something Trinity said that I did not do well in a previous campaign.
I gave myself advantage because I knew that, and he got rid of it.
And then I'm going
Lose
to
that anyway.
use trip attack.
What was the second one to hit? Sorry.
It was a 19 plus.
Got rid of it
so
and
not.
proceeded to blow himself up.
It was not.
He blew us up, then he blew himself up.
So, I was 19 plus 8. So, yeah.
I had to cleanse the hut.
Yeah, I'm going to use strip attack. So,
Tiku's gonna go for the knees. She's trying to, or the shins. I don't know how tall this thing is.
It's like 7 feet tall.
Going for the knees.
Go for the knees.
All 3 of them.
He does have 3 knees.
Threw me off a little bit. So I can hit nothing. He needs to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
Disadvantage.
Doesn't matter. He failed. I think that's a 7. Yeah.
He's knocked prone.
How bloody does he look?
Not.
Not? Oh, damn, okay.
The creatures were bloodied, but when they fused together, they
What did he
seemed
get?
to.
Sorry, the saving throw?
Combine health.
Yeah, it seemed to almost use the other creatures to fill in the wounds that it had. Sorry, what'd you say?
What was his save?
7. It failed. He's prone.
Yes, he's prone.
Okay.
So he's prone, which means he gets rid of his attachment to me, right?
No, that's not even a grappled condition. He's attached to you.
Bullshit. Someone cut the arm off.
15 is the total damage.
15 total damage.
It's better than nothing.
Fair.
My freaking one hit, man.
He's really close to bloodied.
Freaking 4 freaking swings and 1 hit.
One might say 2 damage off being
With
bloody.
advantage, 4 swings
All
and
I'm gonna
only
say
1
is
hit.
all of my damage is cold. So if they're just
Friggin'
immune
Lord.
to cold, I'm fucked.
Bro's immune to fire and
So
cold.
funnily enough, this
bruh.
thing actually gets to pick certain resistances.
He's not immune to fire.
Oh, so it's
is he?
bullshit. That's what
I mean,
It
he was
started fighting you,
resistant to fire
and then
at
based
first,
on
and
fighting, you
when it
figured out what
upgraded,
it
it's
needed to
probably
swap
now
to.
resistant to fire.
No,
and
he
cold.
says fire was normal damage.
Fire is normal damage now.
Yeah, I've been
It
doing
had to sack fire resistance to gain immunity to cold.
Yeah,
Um,
I've been doing full damage of fire.
Oh,
So I have advantage on Citharan?
yes.
All right. I'm gonna.
But I need
I'm
help.
gonna smack him in the face
Somebody
with
help
the
me.
pommel of my
Somebody
sword
help me.
to do subdual damage and try and knock his
I'm
ass
just gonna
out.
drown, apparently.
Okay.
You get advantage. You don't
I'm just gonna drown.
Would you like to
apparently.
rage first?
Oh yes, I would like to
I
bonus
thought,
action.
I thought Terrence was supposed to save me. Hey, John.
What?
John.
What?
Someone's supposed to save me. Everyone was hoping you were gonna save me.
I thought the frog was gonna save you.
Apparently,
Everyone thought everyone else was gonna save you.
apparently no one's going to
19
save
to
me.
hit.
I'm just
Frog
going to
is
die.
mover.
I'm just going to die.
Frog is the fastest, so I thought the frog was gonna. And he also.
You still have your full
I thought the
pluses.
frog was
But,
gonna save you.
well, Terrence can bonus action get out.
19 misses you?
Yeah.
Well, second attempt.
Well, this is where Zephyr dies.
Okay, 22.
That hits.
And since it is the first attack, the hit, you get an extra D8.
Which he felt.
What? Why are we rolling so low?
Why didn't anyone roll?
You guys are
Why
doing
did we roll
great.
that? I remember
So
that we
15.
knew.
And 2 radiant.
17.
Total 17.
We don't know that.
You're still up, aren't you?
You know, I got hit by
Yeah.
something. There's something
Yeah.
dangerous out there.
He
Zephyr's over
now
there.
has 7.
That's your action?
Yeah, I already bonus action to.
Right, yeah, so if you want to move.
You lost plus.
We didn't see
No.
it explode.
Wait.
Okay. I would say that Razu.
No, you're in a
Exploded.
different
So funnily enough, Razu having the highest intelligence
Like-
under him, I would say that you actually are able to determine that it's very likely that something
It
happened.
doesn't. It didn't.
Did we see the HUD explode in the ethereal
Yeah.
plane?
It didn't explode.
All you saw was it just.
disappeared.
No, the hut literally, like he said, an explosion with no sound. Literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys definitely
Okay.
watched the hut just pop in that plane.
Yeah.
So
then
there was
what?
two.
Yeah.
That's why I said there was 2 things that you could come to, and you 100%. You thought all of you guys would think of both of these. Either Zephyr's popping off and he's fighting something, and he had to stop Bless to focus on his fight, or he got fucked up. He's either alone fighting something,
But
or he got
he's
messed up.
dying.
in both scenarios,
He needs
there's
help.
something scary out there.
Well, in both scenarios, there's something scary here.
That said, it's your turn. So you need to make a death save. You instantly fail one because you're drowning.
Rolls on that one.
He rolls on that one, he's dead.
Oh, almost a natural 20, but not quite. That would have been glorious.
19.
Just wakes up.
If it makes it funny better, 19's right next to the one.
Okay, so you got, you succeeded, and you have 1 fail, 1 success. Razu!
fuck. Shit, man.
But now I'm on death's door. I roll
Yeah.
a 1, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
I fell. Actually, I fell next roll. I'm dead.
Actually, he's
Like,
dead next roll.
If you fail,
No.
No, he's dead because he drowns no matter what. So he's.
Well,
he
if-
drowns
if-
in like 30 seconds.
If you're unconscious in water, you fail a death save every turn.
Yeah, but that means he's gonna fail one and then roll.
That means you would
and
drown in
succeed.
18 seconds, even if you failed all of them.
Which one of us
But if I
is
fail,
going to help
then I
Zephyr?
Everyone.
Thoughts?
That's the thing. It's just like,
Oh, that's right. Shit.
Probably something scary out there, right?
Can I
Good doesn't want to go.
can I retcon my turn and move to the pond?
I'll let you move, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive in.
Is he gonna take an opportunity?
Certainly
You're,
is.
Certainly am.
From
John,
you're in the.
John?
You would also get an attack
You're
of
in the wrong
opportunity.
plane.
Hey, John. How, did you not hear the whole time when I was like, someone's supposed to save me? Terrence was supposed to save me.
Yeah.
on your turn, I'm like,
But
Terrence,
did-
what are we doing?
Didn't you come back?
No, he's still in the terrestrial plane.
He's still on. He's still on the
normal
prime
plane,
plane.
or
I also like the idea of prime plane.
Oh well, then never
Prime
mind.
plane, yeah.
I can't because I already used my bonus action.
Yeah, so you can go to the pond, but
So you're not diving.
Oh, but I can still go here.
Yeah.
You can move there. So
gonna
worth
move
noting,
there.
as you walk and you're like, all right, water, and you get ready to step into the water, you just step on it.
Okay.
It is solid in here. Okay, so that would still end your turn. You do not.
All right.
Oh yeah,
what's
no,
the-
you still attack of opportunity. This thing's gonna miss. It got a 9.
I got
Yeah.
a 20.
Woo.
So
20 will hit.
I believe he
So
hit.
that is 10.
This time he is raged, so he's reducing.
I'm giving him the separate damage. 10 slashing, 7 cold.
So it should be 12.
So
So 5 and
5 and 7. Yeah.
12, yeah.
good. Razu.
Oh, I forgot to add
So
the
I'm good
10
then.
from my
He's helping
starting
you out. He's
my.
got the bonus action TV shift.
What? Oh.
Hopefully.
Well, he's gonna lose his rage again, which is unfortunate. Unless something hit him.
What are we doing, Razu?
Well, I guess you got hit. before.
Fucking smacking,
Yeah, so you're
dude.
probably fine.
That is good.
Smack a boy.
Great weapon master here.
You guys thought this fight was gonna be easy.
Fucking crit, baby.
First of all,
Crit on
if
the
it
first
wasn't
hit.
immune to damage, it would have been.
Crit. Next one.
Crit on the second hit. I crit on 19s because of my theme shift.
You do not get your great weapon master, and this is a 20, I believe, though. No.
I got a 20 on.
No,
No,
I'm
it's
thinking
whenever
I'm
you
thinking
crit.
of, I'm
It's
thinking
just
of a
whenever
vorpal
you
weapon.
crit.
I also got 20 on the first hit anyway. So
I'm thinking of a vorpal weapon. You're good.
third weapon hit, third attack hit. Crit. 3 crits.
Damn. Nope. Too bad you did not say you were a great weapon master.
He
I
did.
did. I said
did.
every attack this turn.
He did.
Did you?
I
Start
heard
of
it.
this turn.
All right, someone else heard you. You're good. Triple crit.
Honestly, not even gonna roll the cold damage because it's
Then you get me
pointless.
advantage of this
So
3.
it's 18, 36, 54. 54 plus whatever you roll.
That's not how math works.
He crit 3 times with 3d6. 18 times 3 is 54.
Oh, I thought it was 16. Oh no, I thought it was 16.
That would be 60 plus his strength modifier.
No,
18 times 3 is 54.
he's right.
Yes, plus 30.
I wasn't including anything else other than the dice rolls.
Yeah, it's 74 plus your strength modifier 3 times, which is
5, so 15, so
89.
89
plus whatever you roll.
plus 96. 89 plus 96.
Did you guys already do the
Yes,
plus?
89 plus 96. Wait.
You have a +2 weapon?
Yes.
So you need to add 6 on top of that. So it's 95 plus whatever you roll.
96.
So 95.
What'd you get on the
plus
96?
21.
21. Okay, so that is Jesus.
116.
Indeed.
And that's not even including gold damage. Wait,
You're welcome.
I didn't even roll the cold damage.
You're welcome.
the cold damage was a d6, so it'd only be 2d6.
I only rolled 6d6.
I know, but we were including the cold damage in the brutal critical.
True. So we need to remove 18 from that.
Yes.
You can heal for 18 damage.
So 98 damage total.
I'm just gonna heal for 18 damage. There we go. Jesus, it's very bloody now.
We went from like completely like, okay, this fight is not going well before Roster just.
In fact, actually, each hit is enough to cleave an arm. So you're actually able to cleave 3 of its arms off. So it is down to 4 arms now. Jesus!
That was a mean hit.
That was
Razu
I think
and
the
his
most
crits.
damage that anyone's done in a turn. So far in this campaign, I think that was the highest damage turn to date.
On a single target.
On a yes, yes. Your shockwave where you killed like 30 people would have been like hundreds of damage. What we get? You still have advantage. She roared again. 24 definitely hits. Jesus, I was like, this is going super well, and then its whole HP pool just like.
Ka-chunk.
This is the exact same thing that happened with Terrell. Terrell was supposed to be a 1v party, and Razu just sold it because he crit like every time.
Sorry, one more time. What you said at the end?
I said 19.
Oh, I heard the damage. I thought you said something after.
I rolled 6 ones.
Yikes. It's unfortunate. You actually might have. Maybe. Okay, that's the end of Gurgle's turn, and it is its turn. It's looking at you now.
I feel like your dice needs to go in the dice jail.
It has one of them that is still attached to him, so it has 3 attacks, so it's going to attack you 3 times. Wait, I need to roll a d6 for last turn.
Oh, so if intelligence is dropped to 0, they are stunned until they regain a point of intelligence.
Oh, they're not dead from that one. It's good to know.
God!
Okay. It actually did get its ability back.
Brand of cast.
So you're just catatonic.
What does that do?
I mean, it's just my
just
marking
crafting.
thing, but if it does damage to something, me or anything around me, it takes 1 damage.
Okay.
I thought it was your charisma.
It actually did roll a 6, so it got...
I should have activated this like at the start of the fight. It would have taken like 7 damage by now. But
What'd you even just do?
I have no idea.
Also, you turned the phone off again.
Fell.
I don't think I
Or maybe it's not off.
I think-
Maybe it's just looking at the ground.
Yeah, I think I just...
Yeah, I was just looking at the ground.
Yeah. My bad.
Why are you trying to ruin my card? You know how, those cards are actually kind of expensive, Kayla. Okay, it did get Nightmare Haunting back, so it is going to Nightmare Haunting again on the 3 targets adjacent to it, which is Razu, Sather, Intelligence saving throw. I don't know. It's an Intelligence saving throw for Tiku, Razu, and Satherin. 10 is a failure.
20! Holy shit, dude! 26.
Let's roll this d6, boys! 2! Exactly what I need to go to 0.
My dice are loaded!
Intelligence. You got a 20?
26.
Success. What'd you get?
20 again? What
Yep.
are you? What are you, you monster? 12.
12 is a failure, and you roll a d6.
D&D Beyond won't let me go to 0 intelligence.
I don't have advantage anymore. And
I can't go to 0 intelligence, Harm.
Which
It
is weird.
physically won't let me.
Well, that's weird
I
because
didn't
the
think I
intellect
need to roll
devour
a D6,
can
you
reduce
said?
you to 0.
Sorry, one more time?
You said I need to roll a d6?
Yes.
And there's only 2 ability scores that cause you to die
2.
to 0. That's
Your
strength
intelligence is
and
reduced
con.
by 2.
Wait, if your strength is 0.
It is also now tethered
Your heart's a
to
muscle.
you as well.
Literally can't pump.
Also, it only had to use 3 of its arms, so it has 1 arm left, so it can also attack because you are reduced. You got reduced to 0 intelligence. Okay, so 2 things would happen. First off, it's also going to attack you again, Razu.
3 times?
No, it's only got 1 arm left. That is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Your intelligence.
Luck dice.
See, this is why I
Wait,
said
wait.
it, because that was a 20. This is why I changed this
I rolled
rule.
a fucking 3. Get fucked. Ugh.
That makes it a 7 to hit, which is going to miss. Okay, so that's not applicable. Your intelligence is reduced by 2. And then the other thing...
Did you hit so many times with a +4 to hit?
Excuse me, I just guessed this out. I apologize.
bullshit.
What's your max HP?
66.
66. Okay, so you guys watch as it tethers to Tiku, and it tries to tether him and then attacks with the other hand to hit Razu. Razu is successfully able to fend it off, and Razu, you're kind of like looking about, you're like, all right, and you too, Tiku, you now having it kind of hit your mind and looking at it, and you watch as it and pulls Satherin into its body. Also, as soon as it
Do
does,
I see that as well? Or no, because I'm still on
no,
the
Wait a minute.
they're all on the ethereal plane. You would see that. So you go and you look over and you see Satherin just, and then you watch as the face on it also seems to fully protrude from it. It's almost like it's got a neck growing out of its chest now.
Wait a minute. Now if we eat it, are we eating something?
And now that it has absorbed enough intelligence points, it has one other effect that goes into play, which is the head that's on its chest. As soon as it protrudes, its jaw like kind of just drops open and just starts to go. And now everyone that's still on the plane also needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's like my
What
best
the
one.
hell is happening?
No, this is not a spell. Actually, this is an effect.
Damn it! My cloak's not broken.
23.
This is a success.
Please.
This is a very interesting one.
Who hit me?
14.
It hit you, yes.
Yeah, okay.
14's a failure.
No!
What we got, Kayla?
I need my
Constitution.
cloak
22.
powers, dude.
22, that's a success. Okay, so you both succeeded. What you got?
9.
That's a failure. You are consumed. You're on the other plane. Okay, so you both failed. You both have disadvantage against magical effects.
But I actually have just a straight roll.
You straight roll, yes, and then you just have disadvantage against any kind of magical effects.
No! My cloak!
For
Losing
what
my
it's
powers,
worth, it also has advantage against creatures that are affected by the howl. With that, that is the end of its turn. Apologies, that took a second. It's Theron's turn. You are dead.
Oh no.
You have been consumed.
That's the third time you died, right?
Actually, wait a minute. I need to look at something real quick. Wait. No, you actually still gonna make death saves. Your intelligence, it has absorbed your intelligence, but it does not state that you are dead, and intelligence being reduced to 0 does not either.
That's a failure.
So yeah, you would just have a failed death save based on this description. Okay. That brings us to Tiku.
Got its knees.
It's touching me! It's touching me!
It is in fact.
I'll be back. I gotta save Zephyr.
Yes, bring Zephyr, but it's touching me!
Yes, do that, but fuck!
Okay, I
It'd
am
be bittersweet if you lived, but I died.
The prophecy was that I saved him, not you.
cry. Tiku's draconic cry is her panicking. That's
Do you have another one?
Yes. I have
Okay.
four.
I'm
Still salty on
So she roars again. So Theron's no longer there to be treated as an enemy, so it's just the creature. Oh yeah, and also it consumed you, so it also healed.
She gets him back on a short rest too, I think.
That's a really strong ability.
21.
It uses
21
my bonus
hits?
action though. It's
If, just in case you didn't hear me, by the way, when it absorbed him, it did seem to heal some of its wounds.
Come on! How do I keep rolling this one that
You guys are making this so
goes
much
and
harder than it should have been because you're rolling so bad.
Don't
with
worry.
advantage?
I'll bring it back by
Where
my
is my-
1C, dude.
Where is my beautiful criticals? Where's
Also
my
nuke
beautiful?
himself by accident.
Where's my
Russ,
critical?
I'll bring it back by my 1C,
Do you need to move, Frog?
No.
Dude,
No.
19 crit, go crazy.
I don't know. I like being here.
With the verb.
Okay. No moving.
Man, I suck at hitting. I don't even know if I should hit.
Are you just attacking it, or are you trying to sever the arm attacking you?
Somebody arm attacking me for sure.
Okay.
It would have been nice if someone did that with his crits.
Actually, because I'm freaking panic. She's a panicker.
I
She's
did.
gonna use
I
her
tried.
weapon damage.
You could have targeted the one that was attacking me.
She's using flesh burst as an effect.
How many short rest die are we using?
I literally told you that.
Target creature, you can evoke one.
Fair.
You spend hit damage. She's spending. Okay. But she can't be done until the next dawn, right?
I did all I could for you.
I appreciate it.
How many do I have? It's the
I
number of
used my
levels.
fucking
right?
bad maledict for you.
Why did you
Okay,
cut
I
off
believe
your
it's
arm?
fighter hit die
I
10.
forgot my
yeah?
shit even decapitated.
So you gotta add 5d10 to it.
Not even that. It's
it
that
D10?
Hiram
No.
literally
Yes.
said that you decapitated.
You gotta add it to your hit,
You
to
could've
your to
said-
hit,
I
and
know,
to your
but,
damage.
like, Hiram
Oh,
said, like,
my
the Titanium
hit's
side.
already insane.
Wait, no, you can
Normally, if
consume
you
one
and it's a
to add it to your
full
damage,
titanium,
and when doing
off a
that,
head
you can
down.
choose
Hiram said
to
special roll first.
then consume as many as you want. So you'd have to use 6 if you want to add 5 damage.
So could I do that on my 2?
So that's why one
Yes.
crit won't cut off.
However, if you miss with your 2, then it would still miss.
And then I wouldn't get any damage.
Yes. You don't have to consume the hit die until after it's determined if you hit, though. But you could attempt to do it on your first one, but the feature is per long rest. If I'm not
I'll do it on
mistaken.
my second one. I'm tired.
Okay, so it's guaranteed hit, so you're just going to add 5d10, which would consume 6 of your short rest die.
No, sorry, I meant on my first one. My second one is actually the one I missed.
So is that the one that already hit?
No, the one that didn't hit. I want to try to make it to
So what was the total on it before you roll?
10.
10. Okay. You got to add a d10 to that.
8. 18.
That is good.
Yes.
risky there. So yeah, that would be 6 of your hit die.
I deserved
to
it.
now add
I
5d10
friggin' many
to
of
the
them.
roll, plus your initial damage as well.
She's playing the odds.
The odds game, man. I missed
She's like, I've missed so many
freaking
times. I
damn.
have to get a good.
By the way, again, just so you know, like I realize this you haven't yet, but just so you know, that does function like Smite too. It says you can do it after the roll, but before the outcome is determined. So you could crit, then choose to do that.
I know. I've been waiting for a crit, and I'm giving myself freaking advantage. I can't freaking crit, and then they egg me. I'm trying to
Let's get some damage in here.
I got you.
Especially since Tiku just saw us sit there like, I don't want that to happen.
It's just so disappointing. If I'd rolled 1 less, I could have cast a spell, and it would have changed everything about this fight.
Bro, just give me enough time. You won't have any limbs anymore. Trust.
Literally, if I'd just given it disadvantage, with it only having +4 to hit, it would have never hit me.
47 plus 16.
Did you say 47 plus 16?
Yeah.
65.
65. That's what it is.
Do you want to kill it in a spectacular fashion?
Okay, I was still
Cut it off his legs! We'll cut off his arm first. And then I'm gonna run under it and then start chopping the legs off.
Okay, so as it's like grabbing onto you, you slash it,
Terrence.
and then like in this like almost
was
almost to
turns
his
ago.
fury level, but you like look at Flesh Splitter, and after acknowledging it, the Flesh Splitter itself almost seems to pierce your hand through its handle, piercing into and almost like seemingly drinking some of your blood to activate the effect of Flesh Eater.
We need to take
Flesh Splitter.
revenge.
And as she does that, you guys watch as the flames that enhance it almost turn into like a blood, and the blood actually burning as it like slashes off, and there's pieces of like, it almost looks like oil on fire falling off of your blade as Tiku just cuts all 3 of the legs off, kind of like dashing through
right
them,
through the center.
and then stabs directly through the center, which
And
is
like
in-
it's holding it up, and then she's like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, she like she chucks it off her plane. Tiku's strong. She can do it.
Oh, I know she can.
I shank.
Call odds or even?
Even. Always.
Roll a dice.
Odd.
Ooh. Even you were gonna stab him. What's up?
Tiku thought he was dead.
Bring that one. I'm attuned to the rock. Rock heals 10 health every turn.
No.
Fuck.
I shake its body and drink its blood with my scythe. Assuming the black stuff is.
Wow! He my kill.
As you stab through it, by the way, TQ,
Draining the blood for you.
as you stab through it, and it's like it like starts to fall on top of you with like the weight of it, and like almost like starts to fall down under you.
They goop around me, and I'm like, "Oh no!"
You're just like, yeah, and you kind of pull it up, and as it hits the ground, it in a similar fashion to the fruit into a black sand.
What the poop? All of that work, we don't even get to eat it.
That said,
eat that?
worth noting, as it spreads out, and you're like, what the heck? And you like pick it up, kind of frustrated. Kind of smells like pepper.
Glory!
Am I still there?
You are, and she did not stab you. So at this point, just to make sure, it would go from Tiku to Terrence. So
yeah,
what are you doing before
fair.
I just, so we can see if anyone is in trouble?
Okay. I go back to the prime material plane.
You bonus action, the material plane, and immediately just underwater.
Do I see Zephyr?
It is very, very murky water. Go ahead and make a perception check, I would say, with disadvantage.
Oh, that's cool because I got a -1. Oh, that's cool. Like a nat 20 and a 5, so 34.
You do not see Zephyr.
I'm gonna die. Oh, horror.
Do I?
Horrible.
I want to. So I still got my boots of speed.
So you can swim around the pond.
So he just. So my walking speed is 100 feet. So swimming is half that. So I still got 50 feet of movement in the water.
Okay.
Can I do a radius of 50 feet around me?
As you continue to swim around this,
How does he know he's in the water?
He doesn't.
The prophecy.
We'll go with it. As you continue to swim around in the water looking for Zephyr. Honestly, that's where we're going to end.
I will, 10 minutes?
Nope. There's something that I want to work on. So as
okay, in the time that he does that, though, I'm probably still have to make one death save.
Well, he has 100 feet of movement though, so like he
50 feet of movement.
But like,
you would need to make a death save, but you're not drowning.
yeah.
You wouldn't drown until your turn.
So just roll the one.
You can roll the death save.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Do
Or
I just
one.
die?
Do I just die?
Natural 20.
nope, just a success. No drama.
Okay, so that is a success. And yes, that is where we are going to end for the day with 2 people currently unconscious.
I mean,
One seemingly lost in a small pool of some kind of a water. There's a reason for what it's worth. You guys are able to stabilize him. Zephyr is what is going to be interesting.
Dude! 19 crit go crazy, dude!
That was
19
3
crits are
crits.
really nice.
Oh, right. How many
Like when you
spells
can-
do I get
king
back, or
crits
do
are
I
really
lose
nice.
any?
I mean, the first one was a 20, and then the next 2 were 19.
It's almost like
Nope, that's one. I
you
lose
just
all my
Put me
spells.
back into the other realm for a bit.
Unfortunate. Well, that was been interesting. Our starting was a little bit disastrous.
There you go.
That was awesome.
We will get better at it.
Did we level up?
No.
No, you did not. But
We'll get better at our
no one is
technical
dead yet.
difficulties.
The combat went okay, all things
Should
considered.
get a mini tripod though.
It's okay for all the shitty rolls.
What is with that intelligence?
Clutch up.
Okay,
Oh, but it probably isn't good for a phone.
so with that, we're gonna kill a tree.
Out of curiosity, do I need to bring a temporary character until my intelligence comes back?
No, upon killing the creature, everyone's intelligence score would have returned to its initial.
Victory!
It's almost like it. So effectively, it consumed it, and as soon as it died, in that pop would have resulted in everyone getting their intelligence back.
just
Or
got
technically,
smarter.
what it is,
I'll take the sweet pleasure that it.
the mental tether.
That is
No,
on
it's
its
actually
home,
just
get
the
blown
mental
up before.
tether attaching you to the creature is severed, and you would regain your intelligence as it's sapping your intelligence through that.
Boom! Happiness
Wait,
with your wife and
I
child.
killed
gone.
I killed the tether though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
know.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. The mental tether is severed.
Well, I know, but I sliced the
You're-
actual tether. Does
you're
that
like- you're
actually
like,
give me my intelligence as soon as I sliced it off?
Yes, when you sliced its arm, you would have gotten your
All my
intelligence
worries.
Oh, nice.
Missions. The nightmares.
Nice.
Okay. So with that, we've had
they're back.
we had a bit of an interesting session. It was still fun. I think we are just going to be signing off now, though, Tree. I'm not gonna hail Hitler this time, though.
Thank goodness.
That was a bit of a bit of a whoopsie, but yeah, we will be playing it next week.
Yep.
If anyone
Next
wants to tune in
week.
again,
Mountain
appreciate
Standard
anyone that
Time.
did show up.
7:00. Fridays. Bye.
Bye.